This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, December 6th. I'm Tori, and I'm here with Al, Erica, and get ready, y'all. Lindsay's here. What's up? I'm back. We are so thrilled to have you back.
I'm happy to be back. I said, all we need is Kelly over in the corner, and then you got the loudest studio in show business. So I'm happy to be back in the office.
Oh my God. And how's Kinsley and Colin? Everyone doing okay?
Everyone's doing okay. Kinsley's going through a little sleep regression. So she was sleeping like 8 hours, 6 hours, and then it went to like half an hour, 2 hours. So we're trying to,
She just did that so you appreciate the 8 now.
Right. She wanted me to be like, okay, get you really ready for work tomorrow.
That's right. Well, you look amazing, and we can't wait to hear what you have to say about everything.
Thank you.
All right, we're learning new details about the parents of the teen accused of last week's school shooting in Michigan. So the parents were arrested Saturday morning following a really intense manhunt. According to officials, they were hiding in a Detroit warehouse near the Canadian border after withdrawing $4,000 from an ATM. They've pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, prosecutors say they bought their son a gun as an early Christmas present and failed to keep it locked up. They also revealed that on the Monday before the shooting, a teacher saw their son searching ammo on his phone, and the mom did not respond to officials when they called her about it. But later, the mom sent a text to Ethan saying, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught." First time we're seeing the parents get charged in a major way, right? This is a new thing. Are we okay with it? What do we think, Lindsay? We haven't heard from you. How do you feel about parents being held responsible, especially because they bought the gun?
Right. I think it's a responsibility of any gun owner. It's our right, but it's your responsibility to own that with care. And it's also your responsibility as a parent to be mature and responsible when your kid's getting in trouble at school or acting out and showing that they need help, to say not LOL and maybe like, let me talk to you about what's going on. Because the incidents leading up to the shooting were not anything to blink at. It was like he's drawing something where somebody's shooting and killing someone. He's searching ammo. He's making other students uncomfortable, so much that one student didn't even show up to school the day of the shooting. And then they call you in for a meeting, and the parents sit down and don't collect their child when they say your kid needs to go home for the day. You have 48 hours to get this kid therapy, and they decide, or counseling, I should say, and they decide they're going to leave and go to work. And so the reason the school didn't send the child back home because he'd have no parents to go home to. And so to me, they failed at parenting and failed at being responsible gun owners, and they left other people devastated because their children are now dead. And so I just look at this whole story and I think it could have been avoided. And then this cockamamie thing I'm hearing about, they're not running from the police, that they were in some art warehouse randomly and they got misconstrued or mixed messages. It just all, especially by the Canadian border, it just all screams to me like parents that were almost enabling their child and failing their child miserably and kind of helping him to do something that they saw coming all along.
I agree. Anyone disagree? Anyone think differently? The sheriff's... Oh, go ahead, Erica, please.
Well, no, I don't disagree with any of it. No lies were told there. I think especially in this era where everyone is so about like what their rights are, what are you actually teaching your children about authority, about boundaries, about the need for law and order? I think people are very much a lot of parents have been very insulated in trying to protect what's theirs. Your children are watching this. That means that they aren't necessarily getting all the context to the reasons why you may feel the way that you feel, but also it's important that we have some respect for authority. There's no respect. There's no feelings of like, oh, I might get in trouble. The parents are enabling by text. You think that text message was the first time that his parents enabled him?
I know.
So the idea that they're sitting awaiting trial or sitting awaiting whatever charges they're coming up on, I would just like to see Kyle Rittenhouse's mother sitting right next to them.
Interesting.
I don't know. I can't believe that we're even having this conversation. At what point do we start talking about we're way past warning signs and on to the action part of this? This kid had so many warning signs that I feel like this would be the example that you gave to schools or school districts to say, if you had a student doing this, this is what you should do. But there is no plan in place for anything like this. The monster at Parkland, he was not allowed to bring a backpack to school because everybody knew that he was a problem, and they turned out to be right. They knew that this child was a problem as of that morning, and they turned out to be right. But then where do we go, Lindsay?
Well, listen to this.
Then what now, Erica? It just seems like, it's kind of weird. Let's hope he doesn't bring a gun to school.
Like, let's just cross our fingers.
What other situation do we handle like this?
Exactly. Now listen to the sheriff. I just want to let you guys know this. He said, quote, certainly after the second encounter in the morning, and Al, this is to your point, I believe it was more than appropriate and necessary to contact law enforcement on that day. I believe that we would have had an appropriate response. Our school resource officer would have been asked him to be removed from school, and he would have had counseling or whatever ordered by the school to take place. I think everybody dropped the ball. Every single human grown-up. The kid wrote, help me, and everybody just dropped the ball. I'm not condemning or condoning. I'm just simply saying no one helped anyone in this situation. It's all...
Maybe we should condemn and condone, and not condone, and maybe start fining, firing, and putting people in jail, and things will change.
I agree with you. I do. Let us know what you guys think here. If you didn't hear the news, Chris Cuomo has been fired from CNN. On Saturday, CNN announced it had terminated him effective immediately. So Chris was suspended last week from his primetime slot after allegedly misleading bosses about his involvement in his brother Andrew's defense. Then on Wednesday, Chris was accused of sexual misconduct. Through a spokesperson, Chris has denied the allegations. So get this, though. Chris is now saying that CNN boss Jeff Zucker knew all along about his involvement with his brother's defense. Does anyone think Chris Cuomo has a limb to hold on to here?
For sure. Well, I do, because I think, Chris Cuomo's in a situation where he's compromising the entire network's credibility, right? It's CNN. No matter how much opinion they have on at night, he came up as a journalist. He separated himself from his political family intentionally and did the morning shows, reported on different fires and different things happening. He actually went the journalism route. And so now he's here and he has a brother. And we all learned, I don't know if you guys did, but my sister is my priority, my little brother. Look out for your little brother. Look out for your older sister. And that's something that's like ingrained in you. So to figure out which one takes priority, this career that you worked for or being a good brother and trying to help out your brother, I'm sure who he believes in these allegations, whether that's right or wrong, that's a really hard place to be in. So I don't think him trying his best to toe that line and keep his job is that bad of a thing. I think now he just has to deal with the repercussions.
I think it's a really hard thing, but a professional should be able to do both things and be overtly clear about what avenues he's using, because he's in a position of power, to help his brother who is looked at. I don't
think he should have been put in a position to do that. I think a higher up should have been like, absolutely not. This is a conflict of interest, and this is embarrassing to our station. We cannot do this. Like, I thought it looked ridiculous when I was looking at it in real time. Did it look crazy to you, Erica?
Actually, I'm not shocked by any of this. I'm not shocked that that higher ups would know what their highest billed person is doing. I mean, there's a lot of incestuous nature that happens at the very top tier of every organization. It's just the way that it is. Right. It shouldn't necessarily be that way in every realm. I just think that a lot of things, it's like, I'm scratching your back, you're scratching my back. We got to make this thing work. I think when it comes to Chris Cuomo, when you said a professional should figure out how to do both, I don't know if there was a path for him to do both. I think there was a path for him to take a hiatus, to step down, and then focus his attention, and then come back, and the court of public opinion would have judged him on, was it appropriate for him to stand up for his brother or not? That would be a conversation or a situation that I would have felt more comfortable with, but to commingle both the allegations, which are egregious allegations against his brother, and I don't want to just say like his brother was in trouble.
The network was egging him on when his brother was the go-to person during the coronavirus, having them banter on air. But that was slightly inappropriate too when you're playing around with your brother during coronavirus on air for ratings at CNN. And so they wanted to toe that line, having his family member in that conversation. Exactly. But now when he wants to back up from that line and say, okay, this is going too far, now he doesn't have that right. So they kind of, like you said, are commingling it all and trying to say, now it's too much. It was too much for me then watching it. Nobody thought that was funny at the time for them to be playing when people are dying, and then to find out what Cuomo actually wasn't doing in New York while he was being helmed and held up as the greatest of all time. It looks really bad all around.
The Cuomo brothers, not a good look right now. Let us know if you disagree. Coming up on DBL, the smash hit My Girl. You might have heard of it. It went platinum, and it's all thanks to this guy. We're talking to the founder of The Temptations, Otis Williams. But first, imagine getting fired over Zoom during the holidays. Hear how the terminated employees reacted. Coming up next. Closed captioning provided by
I forgot about this part. I was about to drink my coffee. I guess you can in the breaks, right?
Yes.
You can drink coffee. So,
Lindsay's back.
I'm back.
So how many weeks were you gone?
Oh my God, I don't even know. I think I left in August and now it's December, so I feel like I can't believe it's winter. And it actually just turned winter like yesterday in Denver.
Yeah,
It was warm
It's been
until
so warm, like unseasonably warm here. And then yesterday was the first time we were like, oh, you could see your breath. So do you feel like you got enough time, or do you feel like you needed more?
I do. You know what? I like completely just hung out with my kid, like shut down all things. Any work that was still left on the table, I gave to other people to take over for me, and just like really detached. And I felt like everyone's like, "Oh, this time goes by fast." I felt like it was beautifully perfectly timed. If that makes sense, because I just really was present.
Yeah.
And I was trying to intentionally do that. I know Al was like, "Listen, my kids are getting grown. I'm seeing them taller than my mom. Take advantage of this time." And so I took that advice that people gave me really seriously, and really took a step back in it. I think it was awesome. I bonded with my kid a lot. So.
Yeah, good. And you look, I mean, she looks amazing. Does she not look amazing?
I appreciate that.
It's like, it's strange
I
to be
appreciate
like,
that.
as a new mom coming back, like, wow, you look so refreshed.
Colin thought I was on vacation, but it's hard when you're a woman, because it's like, yeah, you might be sitting there watching Netflix, but to have somebody on you, I'm nursing, so like have somebody on you all day and then trying to figure out why they're crying all day, it is like a job. And so I have a profound respect for stay-at-home moms. I did before this, but now I get it. It's like literally you're busy. I didn't understand how I could be busy all day. I was busy every single day.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, so I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So what was the part that you felt like completely caught you by surprise that you didn't expect, good or bad?
How dry it is out here for the baby. Her skin is very dry.
But see, and this is the worst in like years.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I have to like lather her down, and they laugh at me because how oily I make my baby, but.
Welcome back. This story has us all talking. Can you imagine finding out you were out of a job weeks before Christmas on a Zoom call? Well, get this. The CEO of an online mortgage lender fired 900 employees exactly that way. Take a look.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. We are laying off about 15% of the company. If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group being laid off. Your employment here is terminated effective immediately. We're
This
providing
is
4
not
weeks
real. Oh my God,
of
I
severance.
can't believe this.
I mean, there's gasps here in the studio. The CEO also accused some of the fired employees of basically stealing from their customers by being unproductive and lazy. He posted a really mean comment on the professional network Blind about his lazy employees. What do we think about this? Al, I feel like you're going to say it's good. I feel like you're going to say it's good.
I'm not saying it's
What
good.
is it?
I'm not going to say it's good, but I have to walk it like I talk it. And I say a lot of times that I don't like the fact that people's places of employment try and ingratiate themselves into their lives too much. Like, we're a family here. We really are here at DBL, but certain places, I don't like you saying we're a family, because that's when you start asking people to work on Fridays and work on Saturdays. I think there should be a line. Now, could this have been handled better? Yes, but if this had happened over email, people would have had a problem with it. If he had called everybody in one by one, they're like, he called me in to fire me. He could have done that over email. So I don't know if there's any great way for this to have been done. I really don't. I really don't. I don't.
Because there's 900 people on that call. Each of them have different managers and different groups, I'm sure, that could have let them down on a one-on-one basis. It's not like that man had to speak to 900 people directly. And I just think that's so disrespectful to call people on a Zoom and say, you guys are unlucky. How about my merit? Tell me why I'm losing my job individually versed on, except for like that you're unlucky. Like that's ridiculous. There's people that you report to every day. They should show people more respect and don't call me on a video to say, sorry, you're unlucky.
Well, it's like, where was HR?
Right.
Like, is this, what is going on here? First of all, he talked about how he felt. No one cares how you feel, dude. Like, no one cares. You got to keep your job. Secondly, if you're going to say lump everybody in as it being lazy or unproductive or whatever, if I'm one of the 900, I want to know, which specifically is it? Am I the lazy one or the unproductive one?
Nice.
Because you've just completely generalized 900 people. So this is ridiculous. This guy is super unprofessional. And it also gives a dog whistle or whatever kind of whistle out to everyone else. Like, this is not a company that you want to work for.
I was going to say, not only that, but did you know the company got a $750 million cash infusion last week from their investors? We'll be right back.
Oh.
Meet.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. Earlier, we talked with none other than the baritone legend and Temptations founder, Mr. Otis Williams. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
How you doing?
I bow down to you all this way. Oh, I'm fine. How you guys doing?
We're good. I'm sorry I sung over that.
Yeah, you should apologize for that.
Okay, I apologize, sir.
Y'all should start a group. You sound good.
Otis is too kind.
Yeah, the non-Temptations. Okay, after 60 years of making music, Otis, you're still touring, even now. So I wanted to know for you, what is it like performing now in 2021 versus back in the 60s? Is the crowd different? Talk to me.
I must say the crowd is really they're very intelligent about what's happening in show business. When we started out during the 60s, just us being on the stage, they would go crazy. But now they are more in tune. Oh, yeah, they phoning it in, so they can tell if we're faking the funk, which we don't fake the funk, We give it to them because we know they're very knowledgeable and intuitive about what's happening today.
Smart.
Well, Mr. Williams, I just want to say on behalf of myself and my colleagues, we all came to see you, Otis.
Yeah!
Okay.
You know what? I thank you for that because I asked Leon about that. He said, Otis, Leon was the guy that played David Ruffin. Mm-hmm. He said, that was an improv. He said, the scene was going so good, I just threw it in. I said, yeah, but Leon, we were at my play. in New York, and it was packed. So the people were saying, oh, this. And I said, hey, Leon, they came to see me now. Look.
Okay.
And he said, you got me.
Okay, that's right. You let them know, because just to put it to context for people who are living under a rock somewhere, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis," is a classic line from Temptations and the movie, or I should say. And how did you feel about that when it went so incredibly viral?
Well, I almost met it with mixed emotions, but when you're dealing with the public and things can just really go haywire, and I looked at it as fun of it. Even now when we're on stage, I said, well, they said, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I said, yeah, but look at everybody in here now.
Exactly.
And they would applaud. So I turned it into a joke.
That's beautiful. You're the last surviving member of the original lineup. So what is it like performing next to this generation of Temptations? And do you ever have flashbacks to the old days while on stage?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Classic Five will always be remembered. And the guys that's helping me carry the banner now, I adore them because they know they're stepping in the legendary shoes that was there before they came along. So they're doing a marvelous job, and I'm very happy with the guys that I have now.
All right, I have to ask this question. It's a very serious question. Which Temptations member was most popular with the ladies?
I get asked that all the time.
Do you?
Well, I must say Sweet Eddie Kendricks, because he was tall, nice looking, and he had a beautiful tenor voice. And then I must say Melvin Franklin, because Melvin had that deep, profundo bass, and he was such a gregarious personality. They loved to hear Melvin talk, So we kind of, David and Paul and myself, we kind of took second seats compared to those two. But nevertheless, we all got paid the same money, so it wasn't that much difference.
Hey, I'm sure there was equality all around.
That's right.
All around. Yes.
Well, there's a musical coming out about you and the Temptations called Ain't Too Proud. So what's it like watching your life played out on stage?
When I first saw it up in Berkeley, I was moved to tears. So when we did it in New York on Broadway, so as I'm sitting in the audience, so they're looking at the play, but I found them doing like this here, crane necking to see if I'm showing emotions and whatever. And I would look and I said, yeah, I'm crying too, because to see my life story being portrayed, it touched. It's not all about the dancing and the choreography. There are some very serious moments in there where I started losing members and disagreements. So it's got depth, not only from the music possibilities, but from the actual life that we live.
Otis, I just have to say what a pleasure it is that you're here today. Thank you for being here. But we want to get to your new album, The Stories Otis Has. Wow. I wish I could go out to dinner with you. What is the new album called, and what makes it so special, Otis?
One is called 60. The Temptations has been around for 60 years. And the first single from that CD is written by my friend, one of the best lyricists of all time, Smokey Robinson. And the name of it, is it going to be yes or is it going to be no? Where touching is heard. So it's very sexy.
Nice.
Especially when you said
What he said, I was like, okay, dim the lights, everyone.
Can we play out?
I gotta go. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh.
I wish we had more time.
I know. What a pleasure. Otis, thank you so much for chatting with us. And congratulations on 60 years of the Temptations. What a life well lived. And for everyone at home, you can share in the celebration by checking out their new album on temptationsofficial.com. You can even buy tickets for their musical Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Time of the Temptations. My whole family's gonna go. We'll be right back. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
We came to see you, Otis. We came to see
Thank you, guys. Beautifully done. Thank you. We love you guys. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking, yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got chills.
Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Welcome back to DBL. We've got the one thing you should do to speed up your metabolism if you want to lose weight for the holidays. I'm listening. It's time for a healthcare tip presented by Health Markets. So doctors say there is one thing you should add to your morning routine to increase your metabolism, and that's green tea. Drinking a cup of green tea before breakfast puts your body into fat-burning overdrive, providing you with more energy. If you're looking to get health coverage, Health Markets can help you find a plan in minutes. Just call 1-800-390-9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com. Green tea.
Who knew?
Who knew? Speaking of green tea, everyone loves and misses you, and you look great in green.
And the tea that I had this morning.
I was like, how does the tea connect?
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A Verify viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verify traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Asland, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Oxford high school shooter's parents arrested. What's next after they were found near the Canadian border? Chris Cuomo is officially fired. The discovery that may have convinced CNN to let him go. But did he deserve it? A CEO fires 900 employees in a single Zoom call. But what he said about them ignites even more outrage. And we're getting into the holiday spirit in our hysterical new interview with the hosts of Deck the Hallmark.
I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today. Can you see?
Oh boy.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, December 6th. I'm Sam here with Tori, Alan, Erica. And before we get started, I just want you guys to all know that I've heard from a lot of you in regard to the passing of my brother-in-law, Eric. I want to thank you. We're going to talk about Eric and honor him later in the show, so please stay tuned for that. All right, so we do have some new details about the parents of the teen accused of last week's school shooting in Michigan. They were arrested Saturday morning following an intense manhunt. According to officials, they were hiding in a Detroit warehouse near the Canadian border after withdrawing $4,000 from an ATM. They've pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, prosecutors say they bought their son a gun as an early Christmas present and failed to keep it locked up. They also revealed that on the Monday before the shooting, a teacher saw their son searching ammunition on his phone, and the mom did not respond to officials when they called her about it. But later she sent him a text message saying, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught. Wow. Okay, Al, you're a father and a former teacher. How does this make you feel?
Well, I mean, I had something scheduled to say, Sam, but I was looking at my phone and 2 of my friends that are educators said that a place close to where I grew up is on lockdown because of possible multiple shooters. We're not going to say any names. We got to get facts.
Oh my gosh.
But this is where we are. We're talking about school shootings while I'm getting texts about other school shootings in real time. So, I mean, until we're ready to have a conversation about guns and we're not going to just give the lip service of like, we have to do something about this, we'll continue to do this. I cannot believe it's gone this far. But when we didn't nip this in the bud, when this started happening over and over again, and we started making dividing lines over guns, this is the result. And inaction is also a choice. And we've decided to not do anything. So this is what happens, Erica. So I don't know what words I could say until we decide that we're going to start electing people that are going to do something about this. Are we going to completely eradicate it? No, but do something.
Penalizing parents, which is new, would be a would deter other school shootings from happening? Do you think parents are going to be more on high alert?
Yeah, I think, Al brought up a very interesting point. Like, there are no real repercussions, right? I mean, there are situations where someone comes in and does a mass shooting and they take their own life. And even with this boy who went in and shot up his school, like, if the parents hadn't been held accountable in the way that they're being held accountable, we would just be like, okay, this will go through the news cycle. We'll wait for the next one because inevitably there's going to be a next one. When we have these conversations about these particular parents who had every indication, the school saying we're going to send them home, the parents saying, well, we don't have, like, since when is that an option? Like, well, we're just going to go to work, so don't send him home. He'll be fine here. Like, who gets to make that decision when your child is obviously in some type of turmoil and has this capability, and you know he has this capability because you just gave him a gun. So until we start talking about, yes, penalizing the parents, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17 years old, his mother drove him over state lines with a semi-automatic gun, and is she facing any consequences right now? I think everybody needs to be held accountable, because that's the problem. No one feels like it's their responsibility. If it's not the parents' responsibility, then who the hell's responsibility is it supposed to be?
I gotta agree with Erica and say this: lock them up.
Yeah.
Lock them up and make it a federal law. This is a state law that Michigan's saying if you contribute to a shooting, you get to be considered for involuntary manslaughter. Lock them up. Why are they okay letting this happen with the parents giving a 15-year-old a gun and then not telling the school he had a gun when he was brought in that day with the parents? And may I just say, this is from the sheriff, okay? He says, certainly the second encounter in the morning, I believe, was more than appropriate to contact law enforcement. We have a pattern. I know our school resource officer would have been asked to remove him and have counseling immediately. They didn't tell, they dropped the ball. Everybody dropped the ball. Hold them up and lock them up.
But what is the ball? I don't understand what there's not
They're
a
the adults
protocol
in the situation.
in place for everything.
I do. Believe me, you could go back and you could look at how the school didn't check his backpack when they had some sort of an inclination. I get it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to take away from the responsibility of these parents.
I agree with you.
And I'm going to say something very unpopular here, even though I have so much empathy in my heart for the victims. I feel sorry for this son. If he grew up with those parents, I can only imagine the vitriol, the hate, the lack of accountability that they implemented in him on a daily basis. This kid was drawing paintings saying, help me, get these thoughts out of my head. This child, and yes, I'm saying child, and I know a lot of people have a problem with that too, was screaming for help. Yes, he deserves to also be locked up and to face the full penalty for taking lives. Yes, but all the responsibility, in my opinion, falls on those parents.
Lock them up.
And may they never see the light of day. How dare them? All right, we have another story. Chris Cuomo has been fired from CNN. On Saturday, CNN announced it had terminated him effective immediately. That was the exact quote. Chris was suspended last week from his primetime slot after allegedly misleading bosses about his involvement in his brother Andrew's defense. Then on Wednesday, Chris was accused of sexual misconduct. Through a spokesperson, Chris has denied the allegations. And get this, Chris is now saying that there were no secrets between him and CNN boss Jeff Zucker, implying Jeff knew all along about his involvement with his brother's defense. CNN is disputing that claim. What do you think, Erica?
I believe him. I believe Chris when he says that there were no secrets between him and Jeff Zucker. Absolutely. Why would there be? This is the top of a network, and you're talking about your top billing person. I mean, there's a lot of incest that happens at the top, okay? Like there is a very concerted effort to protect the prize. So of course, I mean, we saw that when his brother was brought in all last year. And here's the thing about it is, I've said this before, but I'm just gonna repeat this because I think that accountability should not be just haphazardly thrown in. I like Chris Cuomo. I loved what he did in terms of the social justice movement. He told the truth when a lot of people refused to tell the truth. He was a national treasure. This is like insane that it's happened this way, but it is disappointing that he didn't see the bigger picture, and this is probably the reason why. When there's a lot of incestuous nature happening, then you start to blur the lines between what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Yeah. Right, because if the head of your network is saying, oh, you're good, we got your back, why would he think that, oh, well, maybe I need to take a hiatus, which I believe he should have done, if he was going to help his brother? Everyone can understand that, regardless of what the circumstances are. Then find his path to redemption to come back. As a journalist, not as someone who's saying editorial, speaking their opinion, as a journalist, if you want to maintain that journalistic integrity, that is important. Journalists are dying regularly for trying to maintain their journalistic
sexual misconduct thrown in there. Again, I don't know the intricacy of these allegations, but what do you think about that?
Well, if I were Chris Cuomo and I was very close to my brother and I brought him on during the coronavirus thing and there was sort of a thing with the brothers, and then my brother got into big trouble, I would be uber careful not to mix certain things. I'd make it over.
Or take a hiatus.
Or take a, now, they did not allow him to ever interview. Once Andrew Cuomo got in trouble, he had a full blank slate. You could not talk to Andrew. They tried to make that, right? But maybe recusing himself would have been better. Any type of slip up, of course, is going to be left out.
I think something more
climate.
egregious happened. That's just my gut
You think
instinct.
they're hiding it through this?
No, I think, listen, I used to work with CNN. I've met Jeff Zucker. I know I never had a top billing like Andrew or Chris Cuomo. I never was treated the same as him. However, I knew that Jeff Zucker really does hold his talent to the utmost accountability. So my inclination is whatever was seen at first, he thought, okay, that we can work with. I think within that external investigation, something new came forward, which made Jeff Zucker, this is just my opinion, say, whoa, I can no longer stand behind you. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm curious what that new allegation or newfound information is. I don't know.
Interesting. I think we're going to find out. I think more is coming.
There's no secrets anymore, right?
Absolutely.
You can't hide anything anymore. Nope. Coming up on DBL, we all know how much I love Hallmark movies. We're talking with the hilarious trio Deck the Hallmark in just a few minutes. But first, imagine getting fired over Zoom during the holidays. Hear how the terminated employees reacted. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by So we're talking about Jeff Zucker and what Sam kind of was hinting at, thinking that perhaps there's more to the story. That is interesting. They kind of wrapped the sexual misconduct in a little rug and was like, and also this, but out you go. So I could see that being a sweeping gesture to get him out and not have to go through the whole investigation and ruin CNN's credibility. But
I understand both, like, what Sam's saying and my side. I do think that, however, if something came down that broke the camel's back at CNN, how embarrassing. Really? You are a news network and you want us to believe that there was zero smoke? It's just not happening.
Yeah, right.
It's not happening. Everyone conveniently, that's the thing. When you get in bed and that bed is not 100% made and that bed has a little bit of soil in it, let's just say, the moment that something goes down that looks like it's going to take everybody down, all of a sudden there's convenient amnesia. What was good yesterday is not good today. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We were friends and now we're not friends.
All I'm saying.
Right. That's
all
interesting.
I'm saying.
And I think that's relatable not just for CNN, but places of work where they use scapegoats, and perhaps this was one of them, or perhaps there was some kind of event that happened, but very interesting situation. The Cuomo brothers were here, and then they're here. Very, very big, fast fall from grace. And maybe that's what happens in this culture. Let us know what
it is what happens in this culture.
Which I like. I like accountability.
I don't love it. I think that it's
too fast.
First of all, there's a major rush to judgment, and there's going to be an end to this, and it's not going to be pretty.
I'd rather them. Well, yeah. I just.
Welcome back to DBL. Can you imagine finding out you were out of a job weeks before Christmas on a Zoom call? Well, the CEO of an online mortgage lender fired 900 employees exactly that way. Take a look.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. We are laying off about 15% of the company. If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group being laid off. Your employment here is terminated effective immediately. We're providing 4 weeks.
Oh my God,
of
I
severance.
can't believe this.
The CEO also accused some of the fired employees of basically stealing from their customers by being unproductive and by being lazy.
Can I just add something for context, too? I did a little research. They recently, last week, got a $750 million cash influx from their investors. And then not only did they do this, which maybe they had to, I'm not going to say they didn't have to, in the cruelest, coldest, most, it almost seemed deliberately mean. You're part of the unlucky group. Thanks for door number one. How dumb or unknowing of social cues do you have to be this guy? And then he goes on Blind, a professional network, and says, 250 of these employees are lazy. I don't need to hear any more from this guy. I think this guy has a real issue, real problem.
Look, I'll just say this. And Erica, you know my motto, and it doesn't apply to you guys, but I always say we are not friends. And what I mean by that is you have to watch how you connect to people, because when places get too friendly, especially your employer, that's when they can start to cross the line and ask you, Sam, you're my girl, can you work Friday night and Saturday? When we say we're not friends, it's not me trying to be cold. It's trying to make me have a line.
I don't need a friend. I don't need an enemy.
And when a large corporation does something cold and capitalistic like this, it's unpleasant. But I would rather have it where there is a line, rather than there be transgressions where you're asking me to do things that are out of my job sphere. So if I know that you look at me as just a number that can be fired over Zoom, I personally would prefer that over there being these blurred lines where there's this emotional connection where, like, Al, is it cool if we go to dinner and talk?
It's not. It's one or the other.
What do you think? Yeah, I think that I receive your point, and I do believe, yes, when you work in any corporation, you are not friends, regardless of the interpersonal nature. This is all business.
Yes, ma'am.
However, he is a terrible business person and an even worse boss.
He's not a leader.
You don't start off by letting someone go and then telling them how you feel about it. So that just shows his lack of empathy and his narcissism from jump. Secondly, to have a mass firing over Zoom. Now, it's interesting. Had we had this conversation,
right?
I understand that, but had we had this conversation in 2019, people would have been like, well, I don't know. Maybe there was no other way of doing it. Do you know how many people had to be laid off via Zoom just last year alone? And there was still protocol.
Right.
There's a way to do it. You get everyone in individually with their individual managers and HR. If you don't have the wherewithal to bring in HR to let them understand what this all means for them individually, then that's just bad management to begin with. So this whole thing is really just crying out that this is not a company that anyone should want to work for. And the idea that he would go and talk crap about however many employees. So now he's defaming the 900 employees by putting them all in one group.
Right. Yeah. Awful. Thank you, Erica. I know. Coming up on DBL, we are getting into the holiday spirit here at DBL. Do not miss our hilarious interview with the host of Deck the Hallmark next.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. We're counting down to Christmas, and what better way to celebrate the holidays than by talking about Hallmark Christmas specials? We caught up with the hosts of Deck the Hallmark to do just that. Let's have a look. We're so excited to chat with you guys about Hallmark's countdown to Christmas, which I'm obsessed with, by the way.
Very true. So, Bran likes them. No, loves them. Panda likes them. Dan absolutely despises Hallmark Christmas movies.
Excuse me.
What can listeners expect from your podcast, Deck the Hallmark, which I think is a great name?
Oh, it's a lot of fighting. It's taking things way too seriously that weren't meant to be taken seriously. I genuinely love these movies. Dan genuinely hates them, and Pat's just kind of stuck here in the middle.
Yeah.
So we bicker a lot, but at the end of the day, we always hug, make some hot chocolate, and sing some songs. So it all turns out well here.
Mazel tov.
Dan, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today. Can you see?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
I apologize.
A different program.
Wow, that was
Different podcast.
Dan, why do you despise these Hallmark movies that I literally every Sunday wind down my week with?
Because I typically enjoy actual movies. Is typically the issue. I got to be honest. We've done like 400 of these now, or something crazy like that. The first one I watched, I literally couldn't get through. Like after 20 minutes, I had to stop and take a break. And now, like, they go down pretty easily, but they're not. I think what I've embraced is they're not trying to be good. You know what I mean? They're trying to be the thing that you wind down on Sunday with. They're not trying to be actual art. And so I enjoy how much I hate them. But they're not my thing. They're not my type of comfort food, but they are someone's. I just think anytime you make a movie in 15 days, you can't expect it to be good. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect it to be great. That's a high expectation. Like, it's like popping in a DiGiorno's pizza and expecting it to be like gourmet, right? You're there to eat what you think is kind of your thought of what pizza is, not what it actually is.
You're not cooking your DiGiorno's right, Dan.
Delicious.
I don't know about that. I'll tell you one thing about these feel-good Hallmark movies. It's not only the plot, and I agree with you. You got to understand what you're viewing. It's supposed to be really easy viewing. You can be on your phone at the same time, but I'll tell you what the kicker is. The kicker is the beautifully set towns, the music, the cardigans, the hats, the scarves. It immediately, just the ambiance and having it in the background sets a tone. It's almost like you have your Christmas tree up. It's the same type of thing. It's a decoration.
Ambiance.
It's feel good.
You were doing a full all that jazz. Like, you were here and here and here across.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all of it in there.
There were definitely spirit fingers involved. It put me on the Dan train, actually.
Welcome aboard.
It's like, is it that serious? Maybe it is. Okay.
So, who do you think is the best Hallmark Christmas star of all time?
Okay.
Ooh, it's tough.
Well, on the leading lady side of things, Nikki DeLoach, who's been doing this for years and years and years.
That's Sam's
That's one of my best
She
friends.
is. She's a dear friend of the show. She comes on all the time, and she is such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And she's a legitimately good actress, and she crushes it every
Best of
time.
the best.
She really is good.
And then there's guys like Christopher Palaha, who's doing like other stuff, like he's gonna be in the next Jurassic World. Like, he's really great. Guys like Tyler Hines that looks good and acts gooder,
which is a rarity on the Hallmark.
So there's a lot of good ones out there.
Thanks so much for chatting with us. You guys were a real treat. You can listen to Deck the Hallmark on any podcast player now. Thanks, guys. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Want more? You can get the trio's book out now called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, your guide to your holiday TV obsession. Available at deckthehallmark.com. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something.
Blush for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking.
Yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got chills.
Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR-positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text VERIFY to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Want me to do it? That was a bit much. Welcome back to DBL.
Talking about, I have a comment about Tori's glasses.
I was saying how much I love them, but when she was reading her quote
You look
earlier,
like you're playing like a secretary in a community theater play. That's, yes.
Thank you, Manalapan. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. Martha Stewart has a secret boyfriend. What she's revealing about her new beau next. Plus, celebs hit the red carpet for the premiere of Don't Look Up, with Jonah Hill wearing the exact same outfit as his girlfriend. Do they pull it off? That's coming up next.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A Verify viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verify traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Aslund, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer, who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble. Doctors think that some women's immune systems remain heightened for months, which essentially leads to the body attacking itself.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Tori, Ellen, Erica. So stars of the upcoming film Don't Look Up walked the red carpet at the world premiere in New York last night. Jennifer Lawrence, who was expecting her first child, with her husband, wore this floor-length gold Dior gown with a cape. I love a cape. Her co-star, Leonardo DiCaprio, looked dapper in a dark suit. But everyone is talking about Jonah Hill, who showed up with his girlfriend wearing matching powder blue suits.
I have to say something.
Is this okay?
Can I put out something here? I think this is the updated Britney and Justin denim suit match, and I like it. Wait, what? I lost you guys on that?
Yeah, no, well, you act like that was an iconic moment we're all still talking about.
It was. The denim suits.
Somebody wore denim 20 years ago.
No, it was for Britney and Justin, but I don't know if this is an equally iconic couple. Sorry, no disrespect.
But I like the look. I do think it looks good, and I think it looks sharp, and I like the tailoring. I think they look fabulous.
I love Jonah Hill. There's something very attractive about him.
Really?
You don't think so? Do you guys follow him on Instagram? He's a surfer.
I like his personality a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I had never thought about it. I had never thought.
like
I was just so stuck on this. I was stuck on the outfit because I think it is dope.
It looks great.
A lot. It's very dope. I like it.
Dope. Anthony.
I'm gonna answer that.
Yes.
They would
we would totally do this. Absolutely. I would have it a little bit more tailored in the waist, just because that's how my body.
Erica, I have a bigger question.
With Merritt?
Yes,
no,
but I would. No, first of all, listen.
Merritt wouldn't.
I don't. She wouldn't. I'll wear anything. The bigger question, like no one's talking about this, looking at this picture, which is amazing to me. We need to figure out who is allowed to wear a blazer with no shirt underneath. That is a big. Not a lot of people can pull that look off.
McConaughey does it, doesn't he?
But
the only thing I thought
there are
was
like
Matthew.
4 guys on the planet that could get away with that.
He's showing off
Billy
his
Ocean.
tattoos.
He does look good.
He looks great.
Billy Ocean.
But you guys act like that's a normal look. Like who could do that?
I think he's getting into character for his new Grateful Dead movie. You know, he's trying to be very Jerry Garcia. I know he hasn't fully dyed his hair yet, but I think he's blending in a little method acting, if you will.
I think this is Jonah Hill. I think this is him being himself. Look at Jonah. Jonah's found himself a look.
Yes,
okay,
he has.
So we
SoCal
have
surfer.
seen Jonah in so many different iterations. We've basically grown up with Jonah, and Jonah's got his groove back. He got his girl. They are vibing on the same level. They are feeling the same things. They are stepping out onto the red carpet. I think this is just who they are, and I love it. There's something about when you know someone truly is feeling who they are in this moment in their life. You can just tell. It's. I mean, first of all, Jennifer looked like a goddess.
I know.
Okay, it would have taken a lot for her not to be the story.
Right.
But then Jonah Hill steps out in that. Yeah, that's telling you something.
It's the sea salt. Did you know that, Al? There is, oh great, I already see the way you're looking at me. They say that surfers. Al, please don't. I
I'm
can tell
here.
you tilt your
I'm
head.
contractually obligated to sit here.
Surfers, as they go in the ocean, there's something about sea salt that can actually help even plane like your energy field.
Oh, the ions, the negative ions.
It can cleanse the negative ions.
I've heard
People
this.
will go to a room full of sea salt and just cleanse those ions.
Yes.
So if you're a surfer like Jonah Hill and you're constantly getting cleansed, you're a new person, and we see it. Okay. All right, let's move on to Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart confessed to Andy Cohen that she has a secret boyfriend, but is not saying who it is. But she did reveal her holiday party do's and don'ts. Take a listen.
Is it okay to re-gift?
No.
Really?
No, you always get caught.
If someone says no gifts, is it then rude to still bring a gift?
Absolutely not. You must take a gift.
How do you deal with guests who always seem to overstay their welcome?
Well, you just say, I'm going to bed now, so I'll see you at, next party.
That's funny. How do you guys get guests to leave?
I read somewhere there's a meme going around where the Midwest, you're like, how do you get someone to go? Have you seen that? Yeah. They go, all right. What? They go, welp. Yeah. And apparently the slapping and the word welp, and then you kind of pretend to get up. And
everyone does.
Everybody gets up and leaves.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to go. But you had a good one, Al. You were telling me, where are you going next?
And I want to hear from Erica because she actually throws real parties.
She does.
But a lot of times, like when you have people at your apartment and you either want the night to end or want to go, you just go, what are y'all about to do? And then
that's good.
You separate yourself from the group.
It's good.
But you're like encouraging them like the night is young. So much stuff to do in the city.
I like that.
As long as it's not here.
Erica, you are quite the hostess. So do you have any tips?
When do you want us to all leave your house?
Well, no, I'll normally ask if people are starting to leave, because there's always like the first crew that leaves, and I'll be like, oh, are people taking Ubers? Because I very much encourage people to take Ubers. So I'll start asking those types of questions. But realistically, our house is the type of house where it's like, well, if you want to sleep in the basement, go for it. Like, because people.
But that's not a good look, though. Especially now that I'm past 40, I can't wake up at Erica's house.
And if someone drove, then I'm definitely having them sleep in the basement.
They have a karaoke.
What about regifting?
Look, I'm someone who I'm turning 40 in January. Anywho, sorry. I'm dealing with it. And the idea is I don't want any more stuff. So if someone gives me something and I don't want it, I have no problem for the earth giving it away to someone who does. Finding the right energy, the right match. I have no issue. And even if I'm re-gifted something, if it's for me, awesome. I have no issue with it.
It doesn't bother me at all. Does it bother you too?
No.
None.
Does it bother you?
No, not at all. No. I don't want anything, but I think we're of a certain age. But there's a time and place where you do want stuff.
Right.
So give it to the people that want stuff.
Yeah, don't re-gift like something for you for like your kid. Mom, thank you for this large dress. Yeah, you got to be mindful on who you're giving
the right energy.
To.
That's
yes,
right.
Exactly. So according to a recent poll, pet owners will spend an average, speaking of Christmas gifts, $50 on their pets during the holidays.
That is ridiculous.
Hold on, Al. So here's a look at some of the top gifts. Okay, here we go. Starting with this hot pink Christian Cowan Max Bone jumper for $95.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
The pet looks unhappy.
Yeah, everyone's unhappy looking at that. Like, why would you do that? The pets hate it. Can somebody advocate for them? They don't like it.
They don't hate it when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
They do.
What if it's a Chihuahua who has very little hair?
But why do you have to dress it like it's going to a punk rock concert? You can just put a regular sweater on.
Okay. I think the price is the most egregious part. Next, how about this pet teepee?
No.
Oh, that's cute. I have this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have a great basement with Christmas lights, like a fort, and we get a fort for Barnaby, and we put him in, and he likes to be. I think this is adorable.
Does he like the fort?
He absolutely loves it. This is a great, cute little gift on Amazon. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Why?
It goes with the decor.
You have a decor that matches with a teepee?
It's a fort, place.
Okay. You know, you could stack two.
Do you guys just
pillows,
not like your money, so you're like, let's just throw it at anything?
Please, Al. It's so nice to give a pet a gift. They get so excited.
Yeah.
In fact, when your dear Merritt watched my Scruffy while I was away last week, she gave dear Scruffy quite a few gifts.
Oh.
And I can only imagine it made Merritt's heart swell.
Yes,
So
but
maybe
Scruffy didn't know.
Scruffy definitely knew. How dare you? Of course, why do you think Scruffy loved her so much?
Because she fed him. Her.
Fed her.
her.
Okay, dress up your pet with this grouchy, sounds like Al, Grinch costume, steal for only $19.99. Now this I love. I'm gonna say it right here, gonna get that for Scruff.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, Scruff is gonna love it.
I can't do that for Spike because Spike doesn't like anything on his head. He doesn't mind it being here.
What does he do when you put something on his head?
Well, I got him this really cool aviator hat.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called? Like with the the pilot.
Look at Al.
Are you guys getting together and doing substances when I'm not around? What is happening when you guys are dressing up your
aviator?
You guys are almost adults I know.
What? It was so cold last winter. It was freezing.
Was he also
like
on a biplane? What does he need?
No, I was just trying to keep him warm. Poor guy would go out there and he'd just be like the whole time.
When Josie doesn't like wearing something, she does this against a table.
Oh, she thinks it'll make it go off.
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird. Someone's gonna make that a gift.
Yes.
Sorry about this posh cat cushion for $99.
What?
So
is
it's a cat bed, right?
Yeah, get a cheaper one, guys. That's dumb.
Or just the couch.
Yeah.
That's there.
That's
a gigantic cat cushion.
Yeah. That's too much money. I think.
$100
I'll take you on that. $100 for a cushion?
But the aviator hat.
That's adorable.
Okay.
And finally, also for your feline, this hidden litter box that looks like a plant. Now that's cool, but it's
that's
actually a place for
cute.
your cat to do its business.
The world's stinkiest plant. Yeah, we all know. We can smell
bitter.
that.
What do you mean?
Bitter. I don't want a bathroom in the middle of my living room. I'm sorry. I guess I was raised weird.
Okay, first of all, you don't have cats, but you do have dogs.
Yes.
And you seem to love your dogs.
I do.
So why wouldn't you just, that's like a way to just show your dog that you really appreciate all the love that you bring to the table.
Yeah, you gotta hide that litter box in the basement.
That's for a litter box. I'm just simply saying, like, Spike is our dog, but Spike serves a greater purpose. He's a way for us to honor our aunt who passed away by taking him. So if Spike wants anything, Spike gets it.
But Spike didn't ask for the aviator goggles. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't goggles.
They're
It was a
knitted
hat.
goggles. And
I
I'm
was
gonna
trying
tell
to
you,
make sure he was warm. Aunt Fran would have wanted that.
My girl puts that on our dog, and the dog hates it. The dog just freezes.
Yeah, or does this thing.
It almost turns into like a chia pet where you can just move it however you want. It won't. She just locks her
they do
legs.
that. They freeze.
I'll bring a video for tomorrow. Like,
The one
they
thing
don't
I will
like
say,
it. It's for you
I will
guys.
say this: we should try not to anthropomorphize too much. They are animals; they need to go.
Yeah.
But if they're cold, put the little hattie on.
right.
it.
What was that word?
Anthropomorphize.
When you make them humans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I had the Great Dane and I put little booties on him so his feet wouldn't get struck by the little, or like with the little rocks on the
You're
ground.
supposed to do that in the summer too, like especially if you're in Palm Springs, because the asphalt
It's
is
so
bushy.
hot.
Yeah.
But Tink did not like that. He didn't like that at all.
I used to live an hour from Palm Springs.
Yeah,
I haven't been
we've
there
all
since.
been on the mean streets of Palm Springs. It's I feel you.
Woo! All right, before we go, you have to see this new humanoid robot. A UK robotics firm unveiled this robot that makes very convincing and creepy facial movements and expressions. The robot's face has been designed to move its eyes, cheeks, mouth, and forehead to mimic a range of human emotions. That is so crazy.
And you can get paid to put your face on one of them.
What do you mean?
They'll take your likeness, pay you, I think, $250,000, and they get to put
pay you.
If you want to take your face and use it on that robot, they will pay you for your likeness, so they get an actual mapping of a digital real face.
I would do it right now.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Are you sure you don't pay
This
them?
sounds like something somebody tells you at happy hour.
There's so
I don't know
many
if that's
people that
true.
would do it. What?
That's
I would. $250,000? Oh, we gotta go. Coming up on DBL.
You don't have to touch your ear. You got
I
it.
want the viewers to understand
All
I'm
right.
talking
You're
to
not
the
getting off a
producers.
helicopter.
Okay. Have you ever dated a loser? We're going to decode the red flags that should make you run for the hills next.
Closed captioning provided by
So we're learning on. This is Gabriella.
Okay.
How much discussion?
Sir, we're gonna find out, by the way.
Okay.
Also, it's
So maybe
$280,000. You get paid to digitally map your face to put it on one of those robots. And I thought people would be disgusted, and Sam's like, sign me.
Have fun with it after each one discuss, like, are these really the red flags of a loser? If you guys have any personal situations that you've been in that you want to share.
Okay.
First one is going 50-50, so things like splitting the bill. Second one is gaslighting for wanting commitment. If, you're so clingy, why do you want commitment? Third one is shallow interest, drinking, football, things like that.
Okay.
And the last one is lacking basic gentleman skills. So giving the walking on top of the street.
Oh, like
that.
is it all? It is.
It's from an elegance coach, so she put these out. and
Okay.
said these are the
We
red
should try and make it
flags.
as. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so have fun with it.
All right.
So would you get paid $280,000 for your likeness to be used in perpetuity, meaning forever, on a robot that you have no control over?
But here's what you have
There's
to
just
think
an
about.
Al
Okay,
robot.
you go, okay, I'm going to put Erica's face or Tori or Sam's face on a robot. Get your money. You cash the check, you live your life. But then
That
robot exists, and if they malfunction
Right.
or something
Or
terrible
kill someone.
happens,
Oh my God,
your
that
face
is-
is
Yes.
like associated with like iRobot, but it's a bunch of Tories chasing Will Smith. You know?
That is crazy.
That would be really, I don't know. But
I don't
think I would
do
put my
something like
likeness
that.
on it because you don't know what the future. That's in perpetuity.
No,
they
yeah.
give you $280,000. You can't control it forever.
That's true.
That's kind of
well,
scary.
also, it cheapens your image in the event that
That's
you
true. That's
have a unique.
Welcome back to DBL. How do you know if you're dating a loser? Well, an elegance coach is breaking down the red flags, okay? First up, if he expects you to split the bill, does it mean he's a loser, or is it just a sign that feminism is working? This is obviously a heteronormative survey, so let's just call that out. Are you about splitting the bill?
No.
Would it offend you the first date?
I like to split. I like to at least offer. I'm not someone who wants I like it when they say, I like to fight for it once or twice and then they pay for it is what I like. But I'm just saying I'm not a money person with they need to pay. I think that's a little bit outdated and antiquated, to be honest. I'm a breadwinner of my family.
Would it bother you on your first date if they said, hey, let's split this right now?
It wouldn't have bothered me, but when I was looking to marry, I changed how I went to do things.
Wait, explain that.
Well, I had been, I've had this whole other life, and I obviously was divorced, and I was looking for something that was going to be a little bit more partnership in a different way. But my husband and I are also very much like, he opens all the doors for me.
We're going to get to that. So okay, we're going to get to chivalry, okay? Next, if he makes you feel weird or clingy for wanting commitment. So if he gaslights you.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that shows something to me more about that person's character. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just understanding, first of all, just the definition of gaslighting, which I really didn't nail down till later. I'm like, oh, this has been going on since Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
I
But
mean,
you
that's
caught me on
really for people
camera.
to go, I don't know what gaslighting is. It's like, I'm looking at you doing it, and they're like, it wasn't me. And then you're like, maybe it wasn't them.
Right.
It works in a weird way. And this is the way that you kind of get people, if you don't want to commit, to be like, oh, well, I would, but you're being really pushy right now. It's gaslighting. So, yeah, watch out for that.
Good point. His major interests are just sports, drinking, and video games.
Why are you saying just sports, drinking, video games? Those are all cool things for a lot of people. A lot of people work really hard and make a ton of money in video games. A lot of people do really well in football and enjoy that as a sport.
And a lot of people also destroy their relationship by not paying attention to their partner doing those things.
Yep.
Both are true. Both are true.
I think you have to understand how dedicated is this person to said things.
Yeah, I think all three of those things take forever.
Yeah.
Sporting events are long. Video games, people play for 5-6 hours.
I know.
Drinking, people do the same.
I'm just saying, I don't like the whole taint of all video games are just like for people late. They're good video games, good smart video game players.
Okay, all right.
I was said like a mom that's never played video games.
I think so. I was like, I'm just gonna not say anything because I know nothing about video games.
Clearly, neither
okay?
does she.
I'm trying to stand
Tori,
up
what's
for
the most popular game out right now?
The Mario Kart.
Okay.
And lastly, he does not open doors, offer his jacket. Okay, Erica, you were alluding earlier about what you loved about Anthony. So tell me.
Yeah, you know, Anthony and I were raised very similarly, and our values we share a lot of the same values. Like, I don't know if I ever said this, but his grandmother and my grandmother's homes were only a mile apart in Chicago, although I met him and he was a Canadian. He is born and raised in Canada. So yeah, some of those value systems, that old school like mentality, we share a lot of those things, and that's just how we connect.
I like that too. My dad always never would let me be on the closest side to the street, like near the cars.
Yeah.
And I think because I saw my dad do that with my mom and my dad did that to me, I would want that from my husband.
So important, Sam.
And my husband never knew that. I had to tell him. And
I was going to say, you should probably just have a quick conversation like, hey, I'm old school or I'm very new school. Please don't try and pay. Please don't open the door. I don't like that. But just like, use your words. Yeah.
Exactly. So if that is something that you want and that person for some reason never was taught those things, I think it's okay to teach your loved one those things if they're receptive to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you block the
I'm
cars?
super old school, yeah. My family's from Mississippi and Alabama. Like there's some...
Al's very old school. He does that with all of it. Like he is protective.
No one's coming close to my girls.
We love you, Al.
Watch it.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're looking to lose weight this holiday season, we've got the one thing you should do to speed up your metabolism. It's time for a helpful healthcare tip presented by Health Markets. Doctors say there is one thing you should do to add to your morning routine to increase your metabolism. That is green tea. They say drinking a cup of green tea before breakfast puts your body into fat-burning overdrive and will provide you more energy. So if you're looking to get health coverage, Health Markets can help. Just call 1-800-390 or 9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something, I tell.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Yes, on our last show.
the most wonderful time of the year.
Am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got chills.
Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR-positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text VERIFY to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Welcome back to DBL. I wanted to take a moment to not only honor my incredible brother-in-law, Eric, but also take the time to thank all of you for the support and prayers over the past 11 months during Eric's long battle. What a warrior he was. I even had one viewer hand crochet an angel for Eric that I personally placed on a Christmas tree in his hospital room right before he passed. You all have been our lifelines. Please continue to keep my sister Erica and their kids, my niece and nephew Jax and Mia, in your prayers. And while I was away, our staff here created a tribute to Eric, all on their own. So thank you for that, and to my entire DBL family for all your love and support. Eric truly touched so many people in his life. He was truly special, one of the most selfless, humble, and remarkable people I have been lucky enough to have known and to have loved. So hug your family, be kind, do something nice for someone. That is what Eric would do, and that's how we keep his legacy alive, to live like Eric. I love you, brother, forever and ever.
What do you have to say to all of your prayer warriors out there?
I appreciate it very much.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A verified viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verified traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Asland, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble. Doctors think that some women's immune systems remain heightened for months, which essentially leads to the body attacking itself.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Oxford high school shooter's parents arrested. What's next after they were found near the Canadian border? Chris Cuomo is officially fired. The discovery that may have convinced CNN to let him go. But did he deserve it? A CEO fires 900 employees in a single Zoom call. But what he said about them ignites even more outrage. And we're getting into the holiday spirit in our hysterical new interview with the hosts of Deck the Hallmark.
I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today. Can you see?
Oh, boy. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all,
just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, December 6th. I'm Sam here with Tori, Alan, Erica. And before we get started, I just want you guys to all know that I've heard from a lot of you in regard to the passing of my brother-in-law, Eric. I want to thank you. We're going to talk about Eric and honor him later in the show, so please stay tuned for that. All right, so we do have some new details about the parents of the teen accused of last week's school shooting in Michigan. They were arrested Saturday morning following an intense manhunt. According to officials, they were hiding in a Detroit warehouse near the Canadian border after withdrawing $4,000 from an ATM. They've pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, prosecutors say they bought their son a gun as an early Christmas present and failed to keep it locked up. They also revealed that on the Monday before the shooting, a teacher saw their son searching ammunition on his phone, and the mom did not respond to officials when they called her about it. But later she sent him a text message saying, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught. Wow. Okay, Al, you're a father and a former teacher. How does this make you feel?
Well, I mean, I had something scheduled to say, Sam, but I was looking at my phone and 2 of my friends that are educators said that a place close to where I grew up is on lockdown because of possible multiple shooters. We're not going to say any names. We got to get facts.
Oh my gosh.
But this is where we are. We're talking about school shootings while I'm getting texts about other school shootings in real time. So, I mean, until we're ready to have a conversation about guns and we're not going to just give the lip service of like, we have to do something about this, we'll continue to do this. I cannot believe it's gone this far. But when we didn't nip this in the bud, when this started happening over and over again, and we started making dividing lines over guns, this is the result. And inaction is also a choice. And we've decided to not do anything. So this is what happens, Erica. So I don't know what words I could say until we decide that we're going to start electing people that are going to do something about this? Are we going to completely eradicate it? No, but do something.
Penalizing parents, which is new, would be a deter other school shootings from happening? Do you think parents are going to be more on high alert?
Yeah, I think, Al brought up a very interesting point. Like, there are no real repercussions, right? I mean, there are situations where someone comes in and does a mass shooting and they take their own life. And even with this boy who went in and shot up his school, like, if the parents hadn't been held accountable in the way that they're being held accountable, we would just be like, okay, this will go through the news cycle. We'll wait for the next one, because inevitably there's going to be a next one. When we have these conversations about these particular parents who had every indication, the school saying we're going to send them home, the parents saying, well, we don't have, like, since when is that an option? Like, well, we're just going to go to work, so don't send him home. He'll be fine here. Like, who gets to make that decision when your child is obviously in some type of turmoil and has this capability, and you know he has this capability because you just gave him a gun? So until we start talking about, yes, penalizing the parents, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17 years old, his mother drove him over state lines with a semi-automatic gun, and is she facing any consequences right now? I think everybody needs to be held accountable, because that's the problem. No one feels like it's their responsibility. If it's not the parents' responsibility, then who the hell's responsibility is it supposed to be?
I gotta agree with Erica and say this: lock them up.
Yeah.
Lock them up and make it a federal law. This is a state law that Michigan's saying if you contribute to a shooting, you get to be considered for involuntary manslaughter. Lock them up. Why are they okay letting this happen with the parents giving a 15-year-old a gun and then not telling the school he had a gun when he was brought in that day with the parents? And may I just say, this is from the sheriff, okay? He says, certainly the second encounter in the morning, I believe, was more than appropriate to contact law enforcement. We have a pattern. I know our school resource officer would have been asked to remove him and have counseling immediately. They didn't tell, they dropped the ball. Everybody dropped the ball. Hold them up and lock them up.
But what is the ball? I don't understand why there's not a protocol
in the situation.
in place for everything.
I do. Believe me, you could go back and you could look at how the school didn't check his backpack when they had some sort of an inclination. I get it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to take away from the responsibility of these parents.
I agree with you.
And I'm going to say something very unpopular here, even though I have so much empathy in my heart for the victims. I feel sorry for this son. If he grew up with those parents, I can only imagine the vitriol, the hate, the lack of accountability that they implemented in him on a daily basis. This kid was drawing paintings saying, help me, get these thoughts out of my head. This child, and yes, I'm saying child, and I know a lot of people have a problem with that too, was screaming for help. Yes, he deserves to also be locked up and to face the full penalty for taking lives. Yes, but all the responsibility, in my opinion, falls on those parents.
Lock them up.
And may they never see the light of day. How dare them? All right, we have another story. Chris Cuomo has been fired from CNN. On Saturday, CNN announced it had terminated him effective immediately. That was the exact quote. Chris was suspended last week from his primetime slot after allegedly misleading bosses about his involvement in his brother Andrew's defense. Then on Wednesday, Chris was accused of sexual misconduct. Through a spokesperson, Chris has denied the allegations. And get this, Chris is now saying that there were no secrets between him and CNN boss Jeff Zucker, implying Jeff knew all along about his involvement with his brother's defense. CNN is disputing that claim. What do you think, Erica?
I believe him. I believe Chris when he says that there were no secrets between him and Jeff Zucker. Absolutely. Why would there be? This is the top of a network, and you're talking about your top billing person. I mean, there's a lot of incest that happens at the top, okay? Like there is a very concerted effort to protect the prize. So of course, I mean, we saw that when his brother was brought in all last year. And here's the thing about it is, I've said this before, but I'm just gonna repeat this because I think that accountability should not be just haphazardly thrown in. I like Chris Cuomo. I loved what he did in terms of the social justice movement. He's told the truth when a lot of people refuse to tell the truth. He was a national treasure. This is like insane that it's happened this way, but it is disappointing that he didn't see the bigger picture, and this is probably the reason why. When there's a lot of incestuous nature happening, then you start to blur the lines between what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Yeah. Right, because if the head of your network is saying, oh, you're good, we got your back, why would he think that, oh, well, maybe I need to take a hiatus, which I believe he should have done, if he was going to help his brother? Everyone can understand that, regardless of what the circumstances are. Then find his path to redemption to come back. As a journalist, not as someone who's saying editorial, speaking their opinion, as a journalist, if you want to maintain that journalistic integrity, that is important. Journalists are dying regularly for trying to maintain their journalistic
sexual misconduct thrown in there. Again, I don't know the intricacy of these allegations, but what do you think about that?
Well, if I were Chris Cuomo and I was very close to my brother and I brought him on during the coronavirus thing and there was sort of a thing with the brothers, and then my brother got into big trouble, I would be uber careful not to mix certain things. I'd make it over.
Or take a hiatus.
Now, they did not allow him to ever interview. Once Andrew Cuomo got in trouble, he had a full blank slate. You could not talk to Andrew. They tried to make that, right? But maybe recusing himself would have been better. Any type of slip up, of course, is going to be looked
I think
out
something more egregious happened. That's just my gut
instinct. You think they're hiding it through this?
No, I think, listen, I used to work with CNN. I've met Jeff Zucker. I know I never had a top billing like Andrew or Chris Cuomo. I never was treated the same as him. However, I knew that Jeff Zucker really does hold his talent to the utmost accountability. So my inclination is whatever was seen at first, he thought, okay, that we can work with. I think within that external investigation, something new came forward, which made Jeff Zucker, this is just my opinion, say, whoa, I can no longer stand behind you. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm curious what that new allegation or newfound information is. I don't know.
Interesting. I think we're going to find out. I think more is coming.
There's no secrets anymore, right?
Absolutely.
You can't hide anything anymore. Nope. Coming up on DBL, we all know how much I love Hallmark movies. We're talking with the hilarious trio Deck the Hallmark in just a few minutes. But first, imagine getting fired over Zoom during the holidays. Hear how the terminated employees reacted. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by So we're talking about Jeff Zucker and what Sam kind of was hinting at, thinking that perhaps there's more to the story. That is interesting. They kind of wrapped the sexual misconduct in a little rug and was like, and also this, but out you go. So I could see that being a sweeping gesture to get him out and not have to go through the whole investigation and ruin CNN's credibility. But
I understand both, like, what Sam's saying and my side. I do think that, however, if something came down that broke the camel's back at CNN, how embarrassing. Really? You are a news network and you want us to believe that there was zero smoke? It's just not happening.
Yeah, right.
It's not happening. Everyone conveniently, that's the thing. When you get in bed and that bed is not 100% made and that bed has a little bit of soil in it, let's just say, the moment that something goes down that looks like it's going to take everybody down, all of a sudden there's convenient amnesia. What was good yesterday is not good today. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We were friends and now we're not friends.
All I'm saying.
Right. That's
all I'm saying.
And I think that's relatable not just for CNN, but places of work where they use scapegoats, and perhaps this was one of them, or perhaps there was some kind of event that happened, but very interesting situation. The Cuomo brothers were here, and then they're here. Very, very big, fast fall from grace. And maybe that's what happens in this culture. Let us know what you guys think.
What happens in this culture.
Which I like. I like accountability.
I don't love it. I don't love it. I think that it's first of all there's a major rush to judgment, and there's going to be an end to this, and it's not going to be pretty.
I'd rather them. Well, yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. Can you imagine finding out you were out of a job weeks before Christmas on a Zoom call? Well, the CEO of an online mortgage lender fired 900 employees exactly that way. Take a look.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. We are laying off about 15% of the company. If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group being laid off. Your employment here is terminated effective immediately. We're
This
providing
is
4
not
weeks
real. Oh my God,
of
I
severance.
can't believe this.
The CEO also accused some of the fired employees of basically stealing from their customers by being unproductive and by being lazy.
Can I just add something for context, too? I did a little research. They recently, last week, got a $750 million cash influx from their investors. And then not only did they do this, which maybe they had to, I'm not going to say they didn't have to, in the cruelest, coldest, most, it almost seemed deliberately mean. You're part of the unlucky group. Thanks for door number 1. How dumb or unknowing of social cues do you have to be this guy? And then he goes on Blind, a professional network, and says, 250 of these employees are lazy. I don't need to hear any more from this guy. I think this guy has a real issue, real problem.
Look, I'll just say this. And Erica, you know my motto, and it doesn't apply to you guys, but I always say we are not friends. And what I mean by that is you have to watch how you connect to people, because when places get too friendly, especially your employer, that's when they can start to cross the line and ask you, Sam, you're my girl, can you work Friday night and Saturday? When we say we're not friends, it's not me trying to be cold. It's trying to make me have a line.
I don't need a friend. I don't need an enemy.
And when a large corporation does something cold and capitalistic like this, it's unpleasant. But I would rather have it where there is a line, rather than there be transgressions where you're asking me to do things that are out of my job sphere. So if I know that you look at me as just a number that can be fired over Zoom, I personally would prefer that over there being these blurred lines where there's this emotional connection where, like, Al, is it cool if we go to dinner and talk?
But it's not, it's one or the other.
What do you think? Yeah, I think that I receive your point, and I do believe, yes, when you work in any corporation, you are not friends, regardless of the interpersonal nature. This is all business.
Yes, ma'am.
However, he is a terrible business person and an even worse boss.
He's not a leader.
You don't start off by letting someone go and then telling them how you feel about it. So that just shows his lack of empathy and his narcissism from jump. Secondly, to have a mass firing over Zoom. Now, it's interesting. Had we had this conversation,
though, right?
I understand that, but had we had this conversation in 2019, people would have been like, well, I don't know. Maybe there was no other way of doing it. Do you know how many people had to be laid off via Zoom just last year alone? And there was still protocol.
Right.
There's a way to do it. You get everyone in individually with their individual managers and HR. If you don't have the wherewithal to bring in HR to let them understand what this all means for them individually, then that's just bad management to begin with. So this whole thing is really just crying out that this is not a company that anyone should want to work for. And the idea that he would go and talk crap about however many employees. So now he's defaming the 900 employees by putting them all in one group.
Right. Yeah. Awful. Thank you, Erica. I know. Coming up on DBL, we are getting into the holiday spirit here at DBL. Do not miss our hilarious interview with the host of Deck the Hallmark next.
Meet Martha.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. We're counting down to Christmas, and what better way to celebrate the holidays than by talking about Hallmark Christmas specials. We caught up with the hosts of Deck the Hallmark to do just that. Let's have a look. We're so excited to chat with you guys about Hallmark's countdown to Christmas, which I'm obsessed with, by the way.
Very true. So, Bran likes them. No, loves them. Panda likes them. Dan absolutely despises Hallmark Christmas movies.
Excuse me.
What can listeners expect from your podcast, Deck the Hallmark, which I think is a great name?
Oh, it's a lot of fighting. It's taking things way too seriously that weren't meant to be taken seriously. I genuinely love these movies. Dan genuinely hates them, and Pat's just kind of stuck here in the middle.
Yeah.
So we bicker a lot, but at the end of the day, we always hug, make some hot chocolate, and sing some songs. So it all turns out well here.
Mazel tov.
Dan, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today. Can you see?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, okay. I apologize.
A different program.
Wow, that was
Different podcast.
Dan, why do you despise these Hallmark movies that I literally every Sunday wind down my week with?
Because I typically enjoy actual movies. Is typically the issue. I got to be honest. We've done like 400 of these now, or something crazy like that. The first one I watched, I literally couldn't get through. Like after 20 minutes, I had to stop and take a break. And now, like they go down pretty easily, but they're not. I think what I've embraced is they're not trying to be good. You know what I mean? They're trying to be the thing that you wind down on Sunday with. They're not trying to be actual art. And so I enjoy how much I hate them. But they're not my thing. They're not my type of comfort food, but they are someone's. I just think anytime you make a movie in 15 days, you can't expect it to be good. You know what I mean? Like you can't expect it to be great. That's a high expectation. Like it's like popping in a DiGiorno's pizza and expecting it to be like gourmet, right? You're there to eat what you think is kind of your thought of what pizza is, not what it actually is. You're not cooking your DiGiorno's right, Dan.
Delicious. I don't know about that. I'll tell you one thing about these feel-good Hallmark movies. It's not only the plot, and I agree with you. You got to understand what you're viewing. It's supposed to be really easy viewing. You can be on your phone at the same time, but I'll tell you what the kicker is. The kicker is the beautifully set towns, the music, the cardigans, the hats, the scarves. It immediately, just the ambiance and having it in the background sets a tone. It's almost like you have your Christmas tree up. It's the same type of thing. It's a decoration.
Ambiance.
It's feel good.
You were doing a full all that jazz. Like you were here and here and threw it across.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all of it in there.
There were definitely spirit fingers involved. It put me on the Dan train, actually.
Welcome aboard.
It's like, is it that serious? Maybe it is. Okay. So, who do you think is the best Hallmark Christmas star of all time?
Okay.
Ooh, it's tough.
Well, on the leading lady side of things, Nikki DeLoach, who's been doing this for years and years and years.
That's Sam's That's one of my best
She
friends.
is. She's a dear friend of the show. She comes on all the time, and she is such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And she's a legitimately good actress, and she crushes it every
Best of
time.
the best.
She really is good.
And then there's guys like Christopher Palaha, who's doing like other stuff, like he's going to be in the next Jurassic World. Like he's really great. Guys like Tyler Hines that looks good and acts gooder,
which is a rarity on the Hallmark.
So there's a lot of good ones out there.
Thanks so much for chatting with us. You guys were a real treat. You can listen to Deck the Hallmark on any podcast player now. Thanks, guys. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Want more? You can get the trio's book out now called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, your guide to your holiday TV obsession. Available at deckthehallmark.com. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something, I tell.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking?
Yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got chills. Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Want me to do it? That was a bit much. Welcome back to DBL.
Talking about, I have a comment about Tori's glasses.
I was saying how much I love them, but when she was reading her quote
You look
earlier,
like you're playing like a secretary in a community theater play. That's, yes.
Thank you, Manalapan. you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. Martha Stewart has a secret boyfriend. What she's revealing about her new beau next. Plus, celebs hit the red carpet for the premiere of Don't Look Up with Jonah Hill wearing the exact same outfit as his girlfriend. Do they pull it off? That's coming up next.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A verified viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verified traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Asland, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble. Doctors think that some women's immune systems remain heightened for months, which essentially leads to the body attacking itself.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Tori, Ellen, Erica. So stars of the upcoming film Don't Look Up walked the red carpet at the world premiere in New York last night. Jennifer Lawrence, who is expecting her first child, with her husband, wore this floor-length gold Dior gown with a cape. I love a cape. Her co-star, Leonardo DiCaprio, looked dapper in a dark suit. But everyone is talking about Jonah Hill, who showed up with his girlfriend wearing matching powder blue suits.
I have to say something.
Is this okay?
Can I put out something here? I think this is the updated Britney and Justin denim suit match, and I like it. Wait, what? I lost you guys on that?
Yeah, no, well, you act like that was an iconic moment we're all still talking about.
It was. The denim suits.
Somebody wore denim 20 years ago.
No, it was for Britney and Justin, but I don't know if this is an equally iconic couple. Sorry, no disrespect.
But I like the look. I do think it looks good, and I think it looks sharp, and I like the tailoring. I think they look fabulous.
I love Jonah Hill. There's something very attractive about him.
Really?
You don't think so? Do you guys follow him on Instagram? He's a surfer.
I like his personality a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I had never thought about it. I had never thought.
Like
I was just so stuck on this. I was stuck on the outfit because I think it is dope.
It looks great.
A lot.
If you like
it's
it.
very dope. I like it.
Dope. Anthony.
I'm gonna answer
wear
that.
the
Yes.
same outfit.
They would
yes.
We would totally do this. Absolutely. I would have it a little bit more tailored in the waist, just because that's how my body
Erica,
needs
I have
things.
I have a bigger question.
With Merritt?
Yes,
No,
but I would. No, first of all, listen.
Merritt wouldn't.
I don't. She wouldn't. I'll wear anything. The bigger question, like no one's talking about this, looking at this picture, which is amazing to me. We need to figure out who is allowed to wear a blazer with no shirt underneath. That is a big, not a lot of people can pull that look off.
He does it, doesn't he?
But the only thing I thought was like
Matthew.
4 guys on the planet that could get away with that.
He's showing off
Billy
his
Ocean.
tattoos.
He does look good.
He looks great.
Billy Ocean.
But you guys act like that's a normal look. Like, who could do that,
I think
Sam?
he's getting into character for his new Grateful Dead movie. You know, he's trying to be very Jerry Garcia. I know he hasn't fully dyed his hair yet, but I think he's blending in a little method acting, if you will.
I think this is Jonah Hill. I think this is him being himself. Look at Jonah. Jonah's found himself a look.
Yes,
okay,
he has.
So we
SoCal
have
surfer.
seen
Yeah,
Jonah in so many different iterations. We've basically grown up with Jonah, and Jonah's got his groove back. He got his girl. They are vibing on the same level. They are feeling the same things. They are stepping out onto the red carpet. I think this is just who they are, and I love it. There's something about when you know someone truly is feeling who they are in this moment in their life. You can just tell. It's. I mean, first of all, Jennifer looked like a goddess.
I know.
Okay, it would have taken a lot for her not to be the story. But then Jonah Hill steps out in that. Yeah, that's telling you something.
It's the sea salt. Did you know that, Al? There is, oh great, I already see the way you're looking at me. They say that surfers, Al, please don't. I can tell you tilt your
I'm
head.
contractually obligated to sit here.
Surfers, as they go in the ocean, there's something about sea salt that can actually help even plane like your energy field.
Oh, the ions, the negative ions.
It can cleanse the negative ions.
I've heard
People
this.
will go to a room full of sea salt and just cleanse those ions.
Yes.
So if you're a surfer like Jonah Hill and you're constantly getting cleansed, you're a new person, and we see it. Okay. All right, let's move on to Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart confessed to Andy Cohen that she has a secret boyfriend, but is not saying who it is. But she did reveal her holiday party. Do's and don'ts. Take a listen.
Is it okay to re-gift?
No.
Really?
No, you always get caught.
If someone says no gifts, is it then rude to still bring a gift?
Absolutely not. You must take a gift.
How do you deal with guests who always seem to overstay their welcome?
Well, you just say, I'm going to bed now, so I'll see you at, next party.
That's funny. How do you guys get guests to leave?
I read somewhere there's a meme going around where the Midwest, you're like, how do you get someone to go? Have you seen that? They go, all right. They go, welp. And apparently the slapping and the word welp, and then you kind of pretend to get up.
And everyone does.
Everybody gets up and leaves. So I think that's a good way to go. But you had a good one, Al. You were telling me, where are you going next?
And I want to hear from Erica because she actually throws real parties.
She does.
But a lot of times, like when you have people at your apartment and you either want the night to end or want to go, you just go, what are y'all about to do?
That's good.
You separate yourself from the group.
It's good.
But you're like encouraging them like the night is young. So much stuff to do in the city.
I like that.
As long as it's not here.
Erica, you are quite the hostess. So do you have any tips?
When do you want us to all leave your house?
Well, no, I'll normally ask if people are starting to leave, because there's always like the first crew that leaves, and I'll be like, oh, are people taking Ubers? Because I very much encourage people to take Ubers. And so I'll start asking those types of questions. But realistically, our house is the type of house where it's like, well, if you want to sleep in the basement, go for it. Like, because people.
But that's not a good look, though. Especially now that I'm past 40, I can't wake up at Erica's house.
And if someone drove, then I'm definitely having them sleep in the basement.
They have a karaoke.
What about regifting?
Look, I'm someone who I'm turning 40 in January. Anywho, sorry. I'm dealing with it. And the idea is I don't want any more stuff. So if someone gives me something and I don't want it, I have no problem for the earth giving it away to someone who does. Finding the right energy, the right match. I have no issue. And even if I'm re-gifted something, if it's for me, awesome. I have no issue with it.
It doesn't bother me at all. Does it bother you too?
No.
None.
Does it bother you?
No, not at all. No. I don't want anything, but I think we're of a certain age. But there's a time and place where you do want stuff.
Right.
So give it to the people that want stuff.
Yeah, don't re-gift like something for you for like your kid. Mom, thank you for this large dress. Yeah, you've got to be mindful on who you're giving
the right energy.
to.
That's
yes,
right.
exactly. So according to a recent poll, pet owners will spend an average, speaking of Christmas gifts, $50 on their pets during the holidays.
That is ridiculous.
Hold on, Al. So here's a look at some of the top gifts. Okay, here we go. Starting with this hot pink Christian Cowan Max Bone jumper for $95.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
The pet looks unhappy.
Yeah, everyone's unhappy looking at that. Like, why would you do that? The pets hate it. Can somebody advocate for them? They don't like it.
They don't hate it when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
They do. They
what
don't.
if it's a Chihuahua who has very little hair?
But why do you have to dress it like it's going to a punk rock concert? You can just put like a regular sweater on.
Okay. I think the price is the most egregious part. Next, how about this pet teepee?
No.
Oh, that's
$32.99.
cute. I have this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have a great basement with Christmas lights, like a fort, and we get a fort for Barnaby, and we put him in, and he likes to be. I think this is adorable.
Does he like the fort?
He absolutely loves it. This is a great, cute little gift on Amazon. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Why?
It goes with the decor.
You have a decor that matches with a teepee?
It's a fort, like, place.
You know, you could stack two
Do you guys
pillows
just
and
not
put a
like your
blanket.
money, so you're like, let's just throw it at anything?
Please, Al. It's so nice to give a pet a gift. They get so excited.
Yeah.
In fact, when your dear Merritt watched my Scruffy while I was away last week, she gave dear Scruffy quite a few gifts. And I can only imagine it made Merritt's heart swell.
Yes,
So
but
maybe
Scruffy didn't know.
Scruffy definitely knew. How dare you? Of course, why do you think Scruffy loved her so much?
Because she fed him. Her.
Fed her.
Her.
Okay, dress up your pet with this grouchy, sounds like Al, Grinch costume, steal for only $19.99. Now this I love. I'm gonna say it right here, gonna get that for Scruff.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, Scruffy's gonna love it.
I can't do that for Spike because Spike doesn't like anything on his head. He doesn't mind it being here.
What does he do when you put something on his head?
Well, I got him this really cool aviator hat.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called? Like with the pilot.
Look it out, look it out.
Are you guys getting together and doing substances when I'm not around? What is happening when you guys are dressing up your
aviator.
You guys
Like
are almost
it was so
adults I know.
What?
It was so cold last winter. It was freezing.
Was he also
like
on a biplane? What does he need?
No, I was just trying to keep him warm. Poor guy would go out there and he'd just be like the whole time.
When Josie doesn't like wearing something, she does this against a table.
Oh, she thinks it'll make it go off.
Yeah.
It's weird. Someone's gonna make that a gift.
Yes.
Sorry. What about this posh cat cushion for $99?
What?
So
is
it's
that?
a cat bed, right?
Yeah, get a cheaper one, guys. That's dumb.
Or just the couch.
Yeah.
That's there.
That's
a
dumb.
gigantic cat cushion.
Yeah.
That's too much money. I think.
$100
I'll take you on that.
Yeah.
$100 for a cushion?
But the aviator hat.
That's adorable.
Okay.
And finally, also for your feline, this hidden litter box that looks like a plant. Now that's cool, but it's
that's
actually a place for
cute.
your cat to do its business.
The world's stinkiest plant. Yeah, we all
You
know.
are
We
so
can smell
bitter.
that.
What do you mean?
Bitter.
Actually,
I don't want a bathroom in the middle of my living room. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I guess I was raised weird.
Okay, first of all, you don't have cats, but you do have dogs.
Yes.
And you seem to love your dogs.
I do.
So why wouldn't you just, that's like a way to just show your dog that you really appreciate all the love that you
I'm kind of with Al.
Yeah, you gotta hide that litter box in the basement.
That's for a litter box. I'm just simply saying, like, Spike is our dog, but Spike serves a greater purpose. He's a way for us to honor our aunt who passed away by taking him. So if Spike wants anything, Spike gets it.
But Spike didn't ask for the aviator goggles. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't goggles.
They're
It was a
knitted
hat.
goggles. And
I
I'm
was
gonna
trying to make sure he was warm. Aunt Fran would have wanted that.
My girl puts that on our dog, and the dog hates it. The dog just freezes.
Yeah,
it
or does
won't-
this thing.
It almost turns into like a chia pet where you can just move it however you want. It won't. She just locks her
Yeah, they do
legs.
that. They freeze.
I'll bring a video for tomorrow. Like,
The one
they
thing
don't
I will
like
say,
it. It's for you
I will
guys.
say this: we should try not to anthropomorphize too much. They are animals; they need to go.
Yeah.
But if they're cold, put the little hattie on.
right.
it.
What was that word?
Anthropomorphize.
When you make them humans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I had the
that
Great
word.
Dane, and I put little booties on him so
Yeah.
his feet wouldn't get
that.
struck by the little, or like with the little rocks on the
You're
ground.
supposed to do that in the summer too, like especially if you're in Palm Springs, because the asphalt
Oh,
is
it's so hot.
Yeah.
But
Great thing.
Tink
Way to
did not
relate
like
to our
that.
audience.
He didn't like that at
I
all.
used to live an hour from Palm Springs.
Yeah,
I haven't been
we've
there
all been on the mean streets of Palm Springs. It's I feel you.
Woo!
All right, before we go, you have to see this new humanoid robot. A UK robotics firm unveiled this robot that makes very convincing and creepy facial movements and expressions. The robot's face has been designed to move its eyes, cheeks, mouth, and forehead to mimic a range of human emotions. That is so crazy.
And you can get paid to put your face on one of them.
What do you mean?
They'll take your likeness, pay you, I think, 250 grand, and they get to put
pay you?
If you want to take your face and use it on that robot, they will pay you for your likeness, so they get an actual mapping of a digital real face.
I would do it right now.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Are you sure you don't pay them?
This sounds like something somebody tells you at happy hour.
There's so
I don't know
many
if that's
people that
true.
would do it. What?
That's
I would $250,000? Oh, we gotta go. Coming up on DBL.
You don't have to touch your ear. You got
I
it.
want the viewers to understand
All
I'm
right.
talking
You're
to the
not getting off a
producers.
helicopter.
Okay. Have you ever dated a loser? We're going to decode the red flags that should make you run for the hills next.
Closed captioning provided by
So we're learning on. This is Gabriella.
Okay.
How much discussion?
We're gonna find out, by the way.
Okay.
Also, it's
So maybe
$280,000. You get paid to digitally map your face to put it on one of those robots. And I thought people would be disgusted, and Sam's like, sign me.
After each one discuss, like, are these really the red flags of a loser? If you guys have any personal situations that you've been in that you want to share.
Okay.
First one is going 50-50, so things like splitting the bill. Second one is gaslighting for wanting commitment. If, you're so clingy, why do you want commitment? Third one is shallow interest, drinking, football, things like that.
Okay.
And the last one is lacking basic gentleman skills. So giving the walking on the pedestal.
Oh,
things
like is
that.
it all? It is.
It's from an elegance coach, so she put these out. and
Okay.
said these are the
We should
red
try and make it
flags.
as. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so have fun with it.
All right.
So would you get paid $280,000 for your likeness to be used in perpetuity, meaning forever, on a robot that you have no control over?
But here's what you have
There's
to
just
think
an
about.
Al
Okay,
robot.
you go, I'm going to put Erica's face or Tori or Sam's face on a robot. Get your money. You cash the check, you live your life. But then
That
robot exists, and if they malfunction
Right.
or something
Kill
terrible
someone.
happens,
Oh my God.
your face is
Yes.
like associated with like iRobot, but it's a bunch of Tories chasing Will Smith. Do you know?
That is crazy.
That would be really, I don't know. But
I would, no, I would
I don't think
never
I would
do
put my
something like
likeness
that.
on it because you don't know what the future. That's in perpetuity.
No,
They give
yeah.
you $280,000. You can't control it forever.
That's true.
That's kind
Well,
of
also
scary.
it cheapens your image in the event that
That's
you
true. That's
have a unique.
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
I can tell she was feeling something. I tell.
Blush for Alfonso Ribeiro.
It is the most wonderful time of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. DBL is always all new every day. Welcome back to DBL. How do you know if you're dating a loser? Well, an elegance coach is breaking down the red flags, okay? First up, if he expects you to split the bill, does it mean he's a loser, or is it just a sign that feminism is working? This is obviously a heteronormative survey, so let's just call that out. Are you about splitting the bill?
No.
Would it offend you the first date?
I like to split. I like to at least offer. I'm not someone who wants I like it when they say, I like to fight for it once or twice and then they pay for it is what I like. But I'm just saying I'm not a money person with they need to pay. I think that's a little bit outdated and antiquated, to be honest. I'm a breadwinner of my family.
Would it bother you on your first date if they said, hey, let's split this right now?
I like the prop.
It wouldn't have bothered me, but when I was looking to marry, I changed how I went to do things.
Wait, explain that.
Well, I had been, I've had this whole other life, and I obviously was divorced, and I was looking for something that was going to be a little bit more partnership in a different way. But my husband and I are also very much like, he opens all the doors for me.
We're going to get to that. Okay, we're going to get to chivalry, okay? Next, if he makes you feel weird or clingy for wanting commitment. So if he gaslights you.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that shows something to me more about that person's character. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just understanding, first of all, just the definition of gaslighting, which I really didn't nail down till later. I'm like, oh, this has been going on since Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
I
But
mean,
you
that's
caught me on
really for
camera.
people to go, I don't know what gaslighting is. It's like, I'm looking at you doing it, and they're like, it wasn't me. And then you're like, maybe it wasn't them.
Right.
It works in a weird way. And this is the way that you kind of get people, if you don't want to commit, to be like, oh, well, I would, but you're being really pushy right now. It's gaslighting. So, yeah, watch out for that.
Good point. His major interests are just sports, drinking, and video games.
Why are you saying just sports, drinking, video games? Those are all cool things for a lot of people. A lot of people work really hard and make a ton of money in video games. A lot of people do really well in football and enjoy that as a sport.
And a lot of people also destroy their relationship by not paying attention to their partner doing those things.
Yep.
Both are true. Both are true.
I think you have to understand how dedicated is this person to said things.
Yeah, I think all three of those things take forever.
Yeah.
Sporting events are long. Video games people play for 5-6 hours.
I know.
Drinking people do the same.
I'm just saying, I don't like the whole taint of all video games are just like for people late. They're good video games, good smart video game players.
Okay. All right.
I was said like a mom that's never played video games.
I think so.
I was like, I'm just gonna not say anything because I know nothing about video games.
Clearly neither does she.
I'm trying to stand
Tori,
up
what's
for
the most popular game out right now?
The Mario Kart.
Okay.
And lastly, he does not open doors, offer his jacket. Okay, Erica, you were alluding earlier about what you loved about Anthony. So tell me.
Yeah, Anthony and I were raised very similarly, and our values we share a lot of the same values. Like, I don't know if I ever said this, but his grandmother and my grandmother's homes were only a mile apart in Chicago, although I met him and he was a Canadian. He is born and raised in Canada. So yeah, some of those value systems, that old school mentality, we share a lot of those things, and that's just how we connect.
I like that too. My dad always never would let me be on the closest side to the street, like near the cars.
Yeah.
And I think because I saw my dad do that with my mom and my dad did that to me, I would want that from my husband.
So important, Sam.
And my husband never knew that. I had to tell him. And
I was going to say, you should probably just have a quick conversation like, hey, I'm old school or I'm very new school. Please don't try and pay. Please don't open the door. I don't like that, but just
some people grew up
use your
differently.
words. Yeah.
Exactly. So if that is something that you want and that person for some reason never was taught those things, I think it's okay to teach your loved one those things if they're receptive to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you block the
I'm
cars?
super old school, yeah. My family's from Mississippi and Alabama. Like, there's some...
Al's very old school. He does that with all of it. Like, he's
He is protective.
No one's coming close to my girls.
We love you, Al.
Watch out, there, on the beat.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're looking to lose weight this holiday season, we've got the one thing you should do to speed up your metabolism. It's time for a helpful healthcare tip presented by Health Markets. Doctors say there is one thing you should do to add to your morning routine to increase your metabolism. That is green tea. They say drinking a cup of green tea before breakfast puts your body into fat-burning overdrive and will provide you more energy. So if you're looking to get health coverage, Health Markets can help. Just call 1-800-390 or 9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something, I tell.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking?
Yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got chills.
Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Welcome back to DBL. I wanted to take a moment to not only honor my incredible brother-in-law, Eric, but also take the time to thank all of you for the support and prayers over the past 11 months during Eric's long battle. What a warrior he was. I even had one viewer hand crochet an angel for Eric that I personally placed on a Christmas tree in his hospital room right before he passed. You all have been our lifelines. Please continue to keep my sister Erica and their kids, my niece and nephew Jackson Mia, in your prayers. And while I was away, our staff here created a tribute to Eric, all on their own. So thank you for that, and to my entire DBL family for all your love and support. Eric truly touched so many people in his life. He was truly special, one of the most selfless, humble, and remarkable people I have been lucky enough to have known and to have loved. So hug your family, be kind, do something nice for someone. That is what Eric would do, and that's how we keep his legacy alive, to live like Eric. I love you, brother, forever and ever.
What do you have to say to all of your prayer warriors out there?
I appreciate it very much.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A Verify viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verify traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Asland, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer, who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble. Doctors think that some women's immune systems remain heightened for months, which essentially leads to the body attacking itself.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
The Oxford high school shooter's parents arrested. What's next after they were found near the Canadian border? Chris Cuomo is officially fired. The discovery that may have convinced CNN to let him go. But did he deserve it? A CEO fires 900 employees in a single Zoom call. But what he said about them ignites even more outrage. And we're getting into the holiday spirit in our hysterical new interview with the hosts of Deck the Hallmark.
I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today.
Oh,
can you see?
Oh, boy.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here, drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, December 6th. I'm Sam here with Tori, Alan, Erica. And before we get started, I just want you guys to all know that I've heard from a lot of you in regard to the passing of my brother-in-law, Eric. I want to thank you. We're going to talk about Eric and honor him later in the show, so please stay tuned for that. All right, so we do have some new details about the parents of the teen accused of last week's school shooting in Michigan. They were arrested Saturday morning following an intense manhunt. According to officials, they were hiding in a Detroit warehouse near the Canadian border after withdrawing $4,000 from an ATM. They've pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now, prosecutors say they bought their son a gun as an early Christmas present and failed to keep it locked up. They also revealed that on the Monday before the shooting, a teacher saw their son searching ammunition on his phone, and the mom did not respond to officials when they called her about it. But later she sent him a text message saying, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught. Wow. Okay, Al, you're a father and a former teacher. How does this make you feel?
Well, I mean, I had something scheduled to say, Sam, but I was looking at my phone and 2 of my friends that are educators said that a place close to where I grew up is on lockdown because of possible multiple shooters. We're not going to say any names. We got to get facts.
Oh my gosh.
But this is where we are. We're talking about school shootings while I'm getting texts about other school shootings in real time. So, I mean, until we're ready to have a conversation about guns and we're not going to just give the lip service of like, we have to do something about this, we'll continue to do this. I cannot believe it's gone this far. But when we didn't nip this in the bud, when this started happening over and over again, and we started making dividing lines over guns, this is the result. And inaction is also a choice. And we've decided to not do anything. So this is what happens, Erica. So I don't know what words I could say until we decide that we're going to start electing people that are going to do something about this. Are we going to completely eradicate it? No, but do something.
Penalizing parents, which is new, would be a would deter other school shootings from happening? Do you think parents are going to be more on high alert?
Yeah, I think, you know, Al brought up a very interesting point. Like, there are no real repercussions, right? I mean, there are situations where someone comes in and does a mass shooting and they take their own life. And even with this boy who went in and shot up his school, like, if the parents hadn't been held accountable in the way that they're being held accountable, we would just be like, okay, this will go through the news cycle. We'll wait for the next one because inevitably there's going to be a next one. When we have these conversations about these particular parents who had every indication, the school saying we're going to send them home, the parents saying, well, we don't have, like, since when is that an option? Like, well, we're just going to go to work, so don't send him home. He'll be fine here. Like, who gets to make that decision when your child is obviously in some type of turmoil and has this capability, and you know he has this capability because you just gave him a gun? So until we start talking about, yes, penalizing the parents, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17 years old, his mother drove him over state lines with a semi-automatic gun, and is she facing any consequences right now? I think everybody needs to be held accountable because that's the problem. No one feels like it's their responsibility. If it's not the parents' responsibility, then who the hell's responsibility is it supposed to be?
I gotta agree with Erica and say this: lock them up.
Yeah.
Lock them up and make it a federal law. This is a state law that Michigan's saying if you contribute to a shooting, you get to be considered for involuntary manslaughter. Lock them up. Why are they okay letting this happen with the parents giving a 15-year-old a gun and then not telling the school he had a gun when he was brought in that day with the parents? And may I just say, this is from the sheriff, okay? He says, certainly the second encounter in the morning, I believe, was more than appropriate to contact law enforcement. We have a pattern. I know our school resource officer would have been asked to remove him and have counseling immediately. They didn't tell, they dropped the ball. Everybody dropped the ball. Hold them up and lock them up.
But what is the ball? I don't understand what there's not
They're
a
the
protocol
in the situation.
in place for everything.
I do. Believe me, you could go back and you could look at how the school didn't check his backpack when they had some sort of an inclination. I get it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to take away from the responsibility of these parents.
I agree with you.
And I'm going to say something very unpopular here, even though I have so much empathy in my heart for the victims. I feel sorry for this son. If he grew up with those parents, I can only imagine the vitriol, the hate, the lack of accountability that they implemented in him on a daily basis. This kid was drawing paintings saying, help me, get these thoughts out of my head. This child, and yes, I'm saying child, and I know a lot of people have a problem with that too, was screaming for help. Yes, he deserves to also be locked up and to face the full penalty for taking lives. Yes, but all the responsibility, in my opinion, falls on those parents.
Lock them up.
And may they never see the light of day. How dare them? All right, we have another story. Chris Cuomo has been fired from CNN. On Saturday, CNN announced it had terminated him effective immediately. That was the exact quote. Chris was suspended last week from his primetime slot after allegedly misleading bosses about his involvement in his brother Andrew's defense. Then on Wednesday, Chris was accused of sexual misconduct. Through a spokesperson, Chris has denied the allegations. And get this, Chris is now saying that there were no secrets between him and CNN boss Jeff Zucker, implying Jeff knew all along about his involvement with his brother's defense. CNN is disputing that claim. What do you think, Erica?
I believe him. I believe Chris when he says that there were no secrets between him and Jeff Zucker. Absolutely. Why would there be? This is the top of a network, and you're talking about your top billing person. I mean, there's a lot of incest that happens at the top, okay? Like there is a very concerted effort to protect the prize. So of course, I mean, we saw that when his brother was brought in all last year. And here's the thing about it is, I've said this before, but I'm just gonna repeat this because I think that accountability should not be just haphazardly thrown in. I like Chris Cuomo. I loved what he did in terms of the social justice movement. He told the truth when a lot of people refused to tell the truth. He was a national treasure. This is like insane that it's happened this way, but it is disappointing that he didn't see the bigger picture, and this is probably the reason why. When there's a lot of incestuous nature happening, then you start to blur the lines between what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Yeah. Right, because if the head of your network is saying, oh, you're good, we got your back, why would he think that, oh, well, maybe I need to take a hiatus, which I believe he should have done, if he was going to help his brother? Everyone can understand that, regardless of what the circumstances are. Then find his path to redemption to come back. As a journalist, not as someone who's saying editorial, speaking their opinion, as a journalist, if you want to maintain that journalistic integrity, that is important. Journalists are dying regularly for trying to maintain their journalistic
sexual misconduct thrown in there. Again, I don't know the intricacy of these allegations, but what do you think about that?
Well, if I were Chris Cuomo and I was very close to my brother and I brought him on during the coronavirus thing and there was sort of a thing with the brothers, and then my brother got into big trouble, I would be uber careful not to mix certain things. I'd make it over.
Or take a hiatus.
Or take a, now, they did not allow him to ever interview. Once Andrew Cuomo got in trouble, he had a full blank slate. You could not talk to Andrew. They tried to make that, right? But maybe recusing himself would have been better. Any type of slip up, of course, is going to be looked
I think
out
something more egregious happened. That's just my gut
instinct. You think they're hiding it through this?
No, I think, listen, I used to work with CNN. I've met Jeff Zucker. I know I never had a top billing like Andrew or Chris Cuomo. I never was treated the same as him. However, I knew that Jeff Zucker really does hold his talent to the utmost accountability. So my inclination is whatever was seen at first, he thought, okay, that we can work with. I think within that external investigation, something new came forward, which made Jeff Zucker, this is just my opinion, say, whoa, I can no longer stand behind you. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. And I'm curious what that new allegation or newfound information is. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think we're going to find out. I think more is coming.
There's no secrets anymore, right?
Absolutely.
You can't hide anything anymore.
Nope.
Coming up on DBL, we all know how much I love Hallmark movies. We're talking with the hilarious trio Deck the Hallmark in just a few minutes. But first, imagine getting fired over Zoom during the holidays. Hear how the terminated employees reacted. That's coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by
So we're talking about Jeff Zucker and what Sam kind of was hinting at, thinking that perhaps there's more to the story. That is interesting. They kind of wrapped
the sexual misconduct in a little rug and was like, and also this, but out you go. So I could see that being a sweeping gesture to get him out and not have to go through the whole investigation and ruin CNN's credibility. But
I can understand. I understand both, like, what Sam's saying and my side. I do think that, however, if something came down that broke the camel's back at CNN, how embarrassing. Really? You are a news network and you want us to believe that there was zero smoke? It's just not happening.
Yeah, right.
It's not happening. Everyone conveniently, that's the thing. When you get in bed and that bed is not 100% made and that bed has a little bit of soil in it, let's just say, the moment that something goes down that looks like it's going to take everybody down, all of a sudden there's convenient amnesia. What was good yesterday is not good today. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
We were friends and now we're not friends.
All I'm saying.
Right. That's
all I'm saying.
And I think that's relatable not just for CNN, but places of work where they use scapegoats, and perhaps this was one of them, or perhaps there was some kind of event that happened, but very interesting situation. The Cuomo brothers were here, and then they're here. Very, very big, fast fall from grace. And maybe that's what happens in this culture. Let us know what you
It
guys
is
think.
what happens in this culture.
Which I like. I like accountability.
I don't love it. I don't love it. I think that it's first of all, there's a major rush to judgment, and there's going to be an end to this, and it's not going to be pretty.
I'd rather them. Well, yeah. I just.
Welcome back to DBL. Can you imagine finding out you were out of a job weeks before Christmas on a Zoom call? Well, the CEO of an online mortgage lender fired 900 employees exactly that way. Take a look.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. We are laying off about 15% of the company. If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group being laid off. Your employment here is terminated effective immediately. We're providing 4 weeks.
Real. Oh my God,
of
I
severance.
can't believe this.
The CEO also accused some of the fired employees of basically stealing from their customers by being unproductive and by being lazy.
Can I just add something for context, too? I did a little research. They recently, last week, got a $750 million cash influx from their investors. And then not only did they do this, which maybe they had to, I'm not going to say they didn't have to, in the cruelest, coldest, most, it almost seemed deliberately mean. You're part of the unlucky group. Thanks for door number one. How dumb or unknowing of social cues do you have to be this guy? And then he goes on Blind, a professional network, and says, 250 of these employees are lazy. I don't need to hear any more from this guy. I think this guy has a real issue, real problem.
Look, I'll just say this. And Erica, you know my motto, and it doesn't apply to you guys, but I always say we are not friends. And what I mean by that is you have to watch how you connect to people, because when places get too friendly, especially your employer, that's when they can start to cross the line and ask you, Sam, you're my girl, can you work Friday night and Saturday? When we say we're not friends, it's not me trying to be cold. It's trying to make me have a line.
I don't need a friend. I don't need an enemy.
And when a large corporation does something cold and capitalistic like this, it's unpleasant. But I would rather have it where there is a line, rather than there be transgressions where you're asking me to do things that are out of my job sphere. So if I know that you look at me as just a number that can be fired over Zoom, I personally would prefer that over there being these blurred lines where there's this emotional connection where, like, Al, is it cool if we go to dinner and talk?
It's not. It's one or the other.
What do you think? Yeah, I think that I receive your point, and I do believe, yes, when you work in any corporation, you are not friends, regardless of the interpersonal nature. This is all business.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
However, he is a terrible business person and an even worse boss.
He's not a leader.
You don't start off by letting someone go and then telling them how you feel about it. So that just shows his lack of empathy and his narcissism from jump. Secondly, to have a mass firing over Zoom. Now, it's interesting. Had we had this conversation,
right?
I understand that, but had we had this conversation in 2019, people would have been like, well, I don't know. Maybe there was no other way of doing it. Do you know how many people had to be laid off via Zoom just last year alone? And there was still protocol.
Right.
There's a way to do it. You get everyone in individually with their individual managers and HR. If you don't have the wherewithal to bring in HR to let them understand what this all means for them individually, then that's just bad management to begin with. So this whole thing is really just crying out that this is not a company that anyone should want to work for. And the idea that he would go and talk crap about however many employees. So now he's defaming the 900 employees by putting them all in one group.
Right. Yeah. Awful. Thank you, Erica. I know. Coming up on DBL, we are getting into the holiday spirit here at DBL. Do not miss our hilarious interview with the host of Deck the Hallmark next.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. We're counting down to Christmas, and what better way to celebrate the holidays than by talking about Hallmark Christmas specials. We caught up with the host of Deck the Hallmark to do just that. Let's have a look. We're so excited to chat with you guys about Hallmark's countdown to Christmas, which I'm obsessed with, by the way.
Very true. So, Bran likes them. No, loves them. Panda likes them. Dan absolutely despises Hallmark Christmas movies.
Excuse me.
What can listeners expect from your podcast, Deck the Hallmark, which I think is a great name?
Oh, it's a lot of fighting. It's taking things way too seriously that weren't meant to be taken seriously. I genuinely love these movies. Dan genuinely hates them, and Pat's just kind of stuck here in the middle.
Yeah.
So we bicker a lot, but at the end of the day, we always hug, make some hot chocolate, and sing some songs. So it all turns out well here.
Mazel tov.
Dan, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm even wearing my holiday shoes today. Can you see?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
I apologize.
A different program.
Wow, that was
different podcast.
Dan, why do you despise these Hallmark movies that I literally every Sunday wind down my week with?
because I typically enjoy actual movies. Is typically the issue. I got to be honest. We've done like 400 of these now, or something crazy like that. The first one I watched, I literally couldn't get through. Like after 20 minutes, I had to stop and take a break. And now, like they go down pretty easily, but they're not. You know, I think what I've embraced is they're not trying to be good. You know what I mean? They're trying to be the thing that you wind down on Sunday with. They're not trying to be actual art. And so I enjoy how much I hate them. But they're not my thing. They're not my type of comfort food, but they are someone's. I just think anytime you make, you know, a movie in 15 days, you can't expect it to be good. You know what I mean? Like you can't expect it to be great. That's a high expectation. Like it's like popping in a DiGiorno's pizza and expecting it to be like gourmet, right? You're there to eat what you think is kind of your thought of what pizza is, not what it actually is.
You're not cooking your DiGiorno's right, Dan.
Delicious.
I don't know about that. I'll tell you one thing about these feel-good Hallmark movies. It's not only the plot, and I agree with you. You got to understand what you're viewing. It's supposed to be really easy viewing. You can be on your phone at the same time, but I'll tell you what the kicker is. The kicker is the beautifully set towns, the music, the cardigans, the hats, the scarves. It immediately, just the ambiance and having it in the background sets a tone. It's almost like you have your Christmas tree up. It's the same type of thing. It's a decoration. Ambiance. It's feel good.
You were doing a full all that jazz, like you were here and here and through it across.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all of it in there.
There were definitely spirit fingers involved. It put me on the Dan train, actually.
Welcome aboard.
It's like, is it that serious? Maybe it is. Okay. So, who do you think is the best Hallmark Christmas star of all time?
Okay.
Ooh, it's tough.
Well, on the leading lady side of things, Nikki DeLoach, who's been doing this for years and years and years.
That's Sam's
That's one of my best
She
friends.
is. She's a dear friend of the show. She comes on all the time, and she is such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And she's a legitimately good actress, and she crushes it every
Best of
time.
the best.
She really is good.
And then there's guys like Christopher Palaha, who's doing like other stuff, like he's going to be in the next Jurassic World. Like he's really great. Guys like Tyler Hines that looks good and acts gooder,
which is a rarity on the Hallmark.
So there's a lot of good ones out there.
Thanks so much for chatting with us. You guys were a real treat. You can listen to Deck the Hallmark on any podcast player now. Thanks, guys. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Want more? You can get the trio's book out now called I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies, your guide to your holiday TV obsession. Available at deckthehallmark.com. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling a little something, so I tell.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking?
Yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got chills.
Me too. Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Want me to do it? That was a bit much. Welcome back to DBL.
Talking about, I have a comment about Tori's glasses.
I was saying how much I love them, but when she was reading her quote
You look
earlier,
like you're playing like a secretary in a community theater play. That's, yes.
Thank you, Manalapan.
If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here is what's coming up. Martha Stewart has a secret boyfriend. What she's revealing about her new beau next. Plus, celebs hit the red carpet for the premiere of Don't Look Up with Jonah Hill wearing the exact same outfit as his girlfriend. Do they pull it off? That's coming up next.
A meme claiming to show what the Arctic looked like 100 years ago compared to now has resurfaced online. A Verify viewer asked us to look into it, so let's verify. Are the photos seen in the meme that show a 100-year comparison of the Arctic real? We went to these sources to get the answer. Using Revi, a reverse image search tool, Verify traced the photos to a 2017 article from National Geographic. The article was a profile on how Christian Asland, a photographer with Greenpeace, was able to use archived photos from the Arctic Circle to show climate change's effect on the area. We reached out to the photographer who confirmed both photos were taken during the summer in Svalbard. That's right here between Norway and the North Pole. The original black and white, well, that is from the photo archive of the Norwegian Polar Institute and was taken in 1928. Aslan's photo, well, that one is from 2002. That's 74 years apart. So we can verify that the photos are real, but they were taken 74 years apart, not 100. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
A new study from the Mayo Clinic looked at patients with post-COVID syndrome, also known as COVID long haulers. Out of the first 108 COVID patients in their care, 75% of the long haulers were women. Researchers think it could have something to do with how different bodies fight the virus. Previous studies show women often have a stronger immune response compared to men, and that's a good thing at first. Doctors say women often power through the initial COVID infection, making them less likely to be hospitalized. But over time, that strong immune response can cause trouble. Doctors think that some women's immune systems remain heightened for months, which essentially leads to the body attacking itself.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
No.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Tori, Ellen, Erica. So stars of the upcoming film Don't Look Up walked the red carpet at the world premiere in New York last night. Jennifer Lawrence, who was expecting her first child, with her husband, wore this floor-length gold Dior gown with a cape. I love a cape. Her co-star Leonardo DiCaprio looked dapper in a dark suit, but everyone is talking about Jonah Hill, who showed up with his girlfriend wearing matching powder blue suits.
I have to say something.
Is this okay?
Can I put out something here? I think this is the updated Britney and Justin denim suit match, and I like it. Wait, what? I lost you guys on that?
Yeah, no, well, you act like that was an iconic moment we're all still talking about.
It was. The denim suits.
Somebody wore denim 20 years ago.
No, it was for Britney and Justin. But I don't know if this is an equally iconic couple. Sorry, no disrespect.
But I like the look. I do think it looks good, and I think it looks sharp, and I like the tailoring. I think they look fabulous.
I love Jonah Hill. There's something very attractive about him.
Really?
You don't think so? Do you guys follow him on Instagram? He's a surfer.
I like his personality a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I had never thought about it. I had never thought.
Like
I was just so stuck on this. I was stuck on the outfit because I think it is dope.
It looks great.
A lot. It's very dope. I like it.
Dope. Anthony.
I'm gonna answer that.
Yes.
They would
yes.
We would totally do this. Absolutely. I would have it a little bit more tailored in the waist, just because that's how my body.
Erica, I have a bigger question.
With Merritt?
Yes,
No,
but I would. No, first of all, listen.
Merritt wouldn't.
I don't. She wouldn't. I'll wear anything. The bigger question, like no one's talking about this, looking at this picture, which is amazing to me. We need to figure out who is allowed to wear a blazer with no shirt underneath. That is a big. Not a lot of people can pull that look off.
He does it, doesn't he?
But there are like 4 guys on the planet that could get away with that.
He's showing off his tattoos.
He does look good.
He looks great.
Billy Ocean.
But you guys act like that's a normal look. Like who could do that?
I think he's getting into character for his new Grateful Dead movie. You know, he's trying to be very Jerry Garcia. I know he hasn't fully dyed his hair yet, but I think he's blending in a little method acting, if you will.
I think this is Jonah Hill. I think this is him being himself. Look at Jonah. Jonah's found himself a look.
Yes,
okay,
he has.
we
SoCal
have
surfer.
seen Jonah in so many different iterations. We've basically grown up with Jonah, and Jonah's got his groove back. Okay, he got his girl. They are vibing on the same level. They are feeling the same things. They are stepping out onto the red carpet. I think this is just who they are, and I love it. There's something about when you know someone truly is feeling who they are in this moment in their life. You can just tell. It's. I mean, first of all, Jennifer looked like a goddess. I know. Okay, it would have taken a lot for her not to be the story.
Right.
But then Jonah Hill steps out in that. Yeah, that's telling you something.
It's the sea salt. Did you know that, Al? There is. Oh, great! I already see the way you're looking at me. They say that surfers. Al, please don't.
I'm
I can tell
here.
you tilt your
I'm
head.
contractually obligated to sit here.
Surfers, as they go in the ocean, there's something about sea salt that can actually help even plane like your energy field.
Oh, the ions, the negative ions.
It can cleanse the negative ions.
I've heard
People
this.
will go to a room full of sea salt and just cleanse those ions.
Yes.
So if you're a surfer like Jonah Hill and you're constantly getting cleansed, you're a new person, and we see it. Okay. All right, let's move on to Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart confessed to Andy Cohen that she has a secret boyfriend, but is not saying who it is. But she did reveal her holiday party do's and don'ts. Take a listen.
Is it okay to re-gift?
No.
Really?
No, you always get caught.
If someone says no gifts, is it then rude to still bring a gift?
Absolutely not. You must take a gift.
How do you deal with guests who always seem to overstay their welcome?
Well, you just say, I'm going to bed now, so I'll see you at, next party.
That's funny. How do you guys get guests to leave?
I read somewhere there's a meme going around where the Midwest, you're like, how do you get someone to go? Have you seen that? They go, all right. They go, welp. And apparently the slapping and the word welp, and then you kind of pretend to get up. And
everyone does.
Everybody gets up and leaves. So I think that's a good way to go. But you had a good one, Al. You were telling me, where are you going next?
And I want to hear from Erica because she actually throws real parties.
She does.
But a lot of times, like when you have people at your apartment and you either want the night to end or want to go, you just go, what are y'all about to do?
That's good.
you separate yourself from the group.
It's good.
But you're like encouraging them like the night is young. So much stuff to do in the city.
I like
as long
that.
as it's not here.
Erica, you are quite the hostess. So do you have any tips?
When do you want us to all leave your house?
Well, no, I'll normally ask if if people are starting to leave, because there's always like the first crew that leaves, and I'll be like, oh, are people taking Ubers? Because I very much encourage people to take Ubers. And so I'll start asking those types of questions. But realistically, our house is the type of house where it's like, well, if you want to sleep in the basement, go for it. Like, because people.
But that's not a good look, though. Especially now that I'm past 40, I can't wake up at Erica's house.
And if someone drove, then I'm definitely having them sleep in the basement.
They have a karaoke. What about regifting?
Look, I'm someone who I'm turning 40 in January. Anywho, sorry. I'm dealing with it. And the idea is I don't want any more stuff. So if someone gives me something and I don't want it, I have no problem for the earth giving it away to someone who does. Finding the right energy, the right match. I have no issue. And even if I'm regifted something, if it's for me, awesome. I have no issue with it.
It doesn't bother me at all. Does it bother you too?
No.
None.
Does it bother you?
No, not at all. No. I don't want anything, but I think we're of a certain age. But there's a time and place where you do want stuff.
Right.
So give it to the people that want stuff.
Yeah, don't regift like something for you for like your kid. Mom, thank you for this large dress. Yeah, you've got to be mindful on who you're giving
the right energy.
To.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. So according to a recent poll, pet owners will spend an average, speaking of Christmas gifts, $50 on their pets during the holidays.
That is ridiculous.
Hold on now. So here's a look at some of the top gifts, okay? Here we go. Starting with this hot pink Christian Cowan Max Bone jumper for $95.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
The pet looks unhappy.
Yeah, everyone's unhappy looking at that. Like, why would you do that? The pets hate it. Can somebody advocate for them? They don't like it.
They don't hate it when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
They do.
What if it's a Chihuahua who has very little hair?
But why do you have to dress it like it's going to a punk rock concert? You can just put a regular sweater on.
Okay. I think the price is the most egregious part. Next, how about this pet teepee?
No.
Oh, that's cute. I have this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have a great basement with Christmas lights, like a fort, and we get a fort for Barnaby, and we put him in there. He likes to be. I think this is adorable.
Does he like the fort?
He absolutely loves it. This is a great, cute little gift on Amazon. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Why?
It goes with the decor.
You have a decor that matches with a teepee?
It's a fort, place.
Okay. You know, you could stack two.
Do you guys just
pillows
not like your money, so you're like, let's just throw it at anything?
Please, Al. It's so nice to give a pet a gift. They get so excited.
Yeah.
In fact, when your dear Merritt watched my Scruffy while I was away last week, she gave dear Scruffy quite a few gifts.
Oh.
And I can only imagine it made Merritt's heart swell.
Yes,
So
but
maybe
Scruffy didn't know.
Scruffy definitely knew. How dare you? Of course, why do you think Scruffy loved her so much?
Because she fed him. Her.
Fed her.
Her.
Okay, dress up your pet with this grouchy, sounds like Al, Grinch costume, steal for only $19.99. Now this I love. I'm going to say it right here, gonna get that for Scruff.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, Scruff is gonna love it.
I can't do that for Spike because Spike doesn't like anything on his head. Ooh. He doesn't mind it being here.
What does he do when you put something on his head?
Well, I got him this really cool aviator hat.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called? Like with the the pilot.
Look it out, look it out.
Are you guys getting together and doing substances when I'm not around? What is happening when you guys are dressing up your
aviator?
You guys are almost adults I know.
What? It was so cold last winter. It was freezing.
Was he also on a biplane? What does he need?
No, I was just trying to keep him warm. Poor guy would go out there and he'd just be like the whole time.
When Josie doesn't like wearing something, she does this against a table.
Oh, she thinks it'll make it go off.
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird. Someone's gonna make that a gift.
Yes.
Sorry. What about this posh cat cushion for $99?
What?
So it's a cat bed, right?
Yeah, get a cheaper one, guys. That's dumb.
Or just the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there.
That's dumb.
a gigantic cat cushion.
Yeah. That's too much money, I think.
$100.
I'll take you on that. $100 for a cushion?
But the aviator hat's
That's
fine.
adorable.
Okay.
And finally, also for your feline, this hidden litter box that looks like a plant. Now that's cool, but it's actually a place for your cat to do its business.
The world's stinkiest plant. Yeah, we all
You
know.
are
We
so
can smell
bitter.
that.
What do you mean?
Bitter. I don't want a bathroom in the middle of my living room. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I guess I was raised weird.
Okay, first of all, you don't have cats, but you do have dogs.
Yes.
And you seem to love your dogs.
I do.
So why wouldn't you just, like that's like a way to just show your dog that you really appreciate all the love
I'm kind
that
of with that.
he brings to the table.
Yeah, you gotta hide that litter box in the basement.
I mean, that's for a litter box. I'm just simply saying, like, Spike is our dog, but Spike serves a greater purpose. He's a way for us to honor our aunt who passed away by taking him. So if Spike wants anything, Spike gets it.
But Spike didn't ask for the aviator goggles. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't goggles.
They're
It was a
knitted
hat.
goggles. And
I
I'm
was
gonna
trying
tell
to
you-
make sure he was warm. Aunt Fran would have wanted that.
My girl puts that on our dog, and the dog hates it. The dog just freezes.
Yeah,
it
or does
won't.
this thing.
It almost turns into like a chia pet where you can just move it however you want. It won't. She just locks her
Yeah, they do
legs.
that. They freeze.
I'll bring a video for tomorrow. Like,
One
they
thing
don't
I will
like
say,
it. It's for you guys.
I will say this: we should try not to anthropomorphize too much. They are animals; they need to go.
Yeah.
But if they're cold, put the little hattie on.
right.
it.
What was that word?
Anthropomorphize.
When you make them humans.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I had the Great Dane, and I put little booties on him so his feet wouldn't get struck by the little, or like with the little rocks on the
You're
ground.
supposed to do that in the summer too, like especially if you're in Palm Springs, because the asphalt
Oh,
is
it's so hot.
Yeah.
But Tink did not like that. He didn't like that at all.
I used to live an hour from Palm Springs.
Yeah,
I haven't been
we've
there
all
since.
been on the mean streets of Palm Springs. It's I feel you.
Woo! All right, before we go, you have to see this new humanoid robot. A UK robotics firm unveiled this robot that makes very convincing and creepy facial movements and expressions. The robot's face has been designed to move its eyes, cheeks, mouth, and forehead to mimic a range of human emotions. That is so crazy.
And you can get paid to put your face on one of them.
What do you mean?
They'll take your likeness, pay you, I think, $250,000, and they get to put.
Pay you?
If you want to take your face and use it on that robot, they will pay you for your likeness, so they get an actual mapping of a digital real face.
I would do it right now.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Are you sure you don't pay them?
This sounds like something somebody tells you at happy hour.
There's so
I don't know
many
if that's
people that
true.
would do it. What?
That's
I would $250,000? Oh, we gotta go? Coming up on DBL.
You don't have to touch your ear. You got
I
it.
want the viewers to understand
All
I'm
right.
talking
You're
to
not
the
getting off a
producers.
helicopter.
Okay. Have you ever dated a loser? We're going to decode the red flags that should make you run for the hills next.
Closed captioning provided by
So we're learning on. This is Gabriella.
Okay.
How much discussion?
We're gonna find out, by the way.
Okay.
Also, it's
So maybe
$280,000. You get paid to digitally map your face to put it on one of those robots. And I thought people would be disgusted, and Sam's like, sign me.
After each one discuss, like, are these really the red flags of a loser? If you guys have any personal situations that you've been in that you want to share.
Okay.
First one is going 50-50, so things like splitting the bill. Second one is gaslighting for wanting commitment. If, you're so clingy, why do you want commitment? Third one is shallow interest, drinking, football, things like that. And the last one is lacking basic gentleman skills. So giving the walking on the side of the street. things
Is
that.
it all? It is.
It's from an elegance coach, so she put these out. and
Okay.
said these are the
We
red
should try and make it
flags.
as. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so have fun with it.
All right.
So would you get paid $280,000 for your likeness to be used in perpetuity, meaning forever, on a robot that you have no control over?
But here's what you have
There's
to
just
think
an
about.
Al
Okay,
robot.
you go, okay, I'm going to put Erica's face or Tori or Sam's face on a robot. Get your money. You cash the check, you live your life. But then
That
robot exists, and if they malfunction
Right.
or something
kill
terrible
someone.
happens,
Oh my God,
your
that
face
is-
is
Yes.
like associated with like iRobot, but it's a bunch of Tories chasing Will Smith. You know?
That is crazy.
That would be really, I don't know. But
I would
I don't think
never
I would
do
put my
something like
likeness
that.
on it because you don't know what the future. That's in perpetuity.
No,
They give
yeah.
you $280,000. You can't control it forever.
That's true.
That's kind of
Well,
scary.
also, it cheapens your image in the event that you have a unique.
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
I can tell she was feeling something.
Blush for Alfonso Ribeiro.
This is the most wonderful time of the year.
Absolutely.
DBL is always all new every day. Welcome back to DBL. How do you know if you're dating a loser? Well, an elegance coach is breaking down the red flags, okay? First up, if he expects you to split the bill, does it mean he's a loser, or is it just a sign that feminism is working? This is obviously a heteronormative survey, so let's just call that out. Do you guys... Are you about splitting the bill?
No.
Would it offend you the first date?
I like to split. I like to at least offer. I'm not someone who wants I mean, I like it when they say, I like to fight for it once or twice and then they pay for it is what I like. But I'm just saying I'm not a money person with they need to pay. I think that's a little bit outdated and antiquated, to be honest. I'm a breadwinner of my family.
Would it bother you on your first date if they said, hey, let's split this right now?
I like
no, it wouldn't have bothered me, but when I was looking to marry, I changed how I went to do things.
Wait, explain that.
Well, I had been, I've had this whole other life, and I obviously was divorced, and I was looking for something that was going to be a little bit more partnership in a different way. But my husband and I are also very much like, he opens all the doors for me.
We're going to get to that. So okay, we're going to get to chivalry, okay? Next, if he makes you feel weird or clingy for wanting commitment. So if he gaslights you.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that shows something to me more about that person's character. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just understanding, first of all, just the definition of gaslighting, which I really didn't nail down till later. I'm like, oh, this has been going on since Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
I
But
mean,
you
that's
caught me on
really for
camera.
people to go, I don't know what gaslighting is. It's like, I'm looking at you doing it, and they're like, it wasn't me. And then you're like, maybe it wasn't them.
Right.
It works in a weird way. And this is the way that you kind of get people, if you don't want to commit, to be like, oh, well, I would, but you're being really pushy right now. It's gaslighting. So, yeah, watch out for that.
Good point. His major interests are just sports, drinking, and video games.
Why are you saying just sports, drinking, video games? Those are all cool things for a lot of people. A lot of people work really hard and make a ton of money in video games. A lot of people do really well in football and enjoy that as a sport.
And a lot of people also destroy their relationship by not paying attention to their partner doing those things.
Yep.
Both are true. Both are true.
I think you have to understand how dedicated is this person to said things.
Yeah, I think all three of those things take forever.
Yeah.
Sporting events are long. Video games people play for 5-6 hours.
I know.
Drinking people do the same.
I'm just saying, I don't like the whole taint of all video games are just like for people late. There are good video games, good smart video game players.
Okay, all right.
I was said like a mom that's never played video games.
I think so. I was like, I'm just going to not say anything because I know nothing about video games.
Clearly neither does she.
I'm trying to stand
Tori,
up
what's
for
the most popular game out right now?
The Mario Kart.
Okay.
And lastly, he does not open doors, offer his jacket. Okay, Erica, you were alluding earlier about what you loved about Anthony. So tell me.
Yeah, Anthony and I were raised very similarly, and our values we share a lot of the same values. Like, I don't know if I ever said this, but his grandmother and my grandmother's homes were only a mile apart in Chicago, although I met him and he was a Canadian. He is born and raised in Canada. So yeah, some of those value systems, that old school like mentality, we share a lot of those things, and that's just how we connect.
I like that too. My dad always never would let me be on the closest side to the street, like near the cars.
Yeah.
And I think because I saw my dad do that with my mom and my dad did that to me, I would want that from my husband.
So important, Sam.
And my husband never knew that. I had to tell him. And he was
I was
like,
going to say,
oh
you should probably just have a quick conversation like, hey, I'm old school or I'm very new school. Please don't try and pay. Please don't open the door. I don't like that, but just
some
like
people grew up
use your
differently.
words. Yeah.
Exactly. So if that is something that you want and that person for some reason never was taught those things, I think it's okay to teach your loved one those things if they're receptive to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you block the
I'm
cars?
super old school, yeah. My family's from Mississippi and Alabama. Like, there's some...
Al's very old school. He does that with all of it. Like, he's...
Yeah.
He is protective.
No one's coming close to my girls.
We love you, Al.
Watch out, there, on the beach.
Go ahead, guys. It's your turn.
Getting a picture with Santa is one of those classic Christmas traditions for families with young children. But recent headlines say there aren't enough Santas to meet the demand this year. So let's verify. Is there a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season? We went to these sources for an answer. Mitch Allen, founder of HireSanta.com, a site where people can hire Santas, said the Santa shortage is a basic supply and demand issue.
There are just fewer people than there are jobs.
Allen said his company has seen a 120% increase in Santa requests this year compared to pre-pandemic levels.
We just can't meet that demand. And unfortunately, we're having to turn away business right now.
IBRBS, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, is an organization that represents more than 1,800 Santas and Mrs. Clauses. Following a year of mostly virtual visits with Santa, Stephen Arnold, IBRBS's president, said this holiday season, demand is up 20% for his group compared to 2019.
Parents want to have that one-on-one experience.
But while demand for Santa is up, supply has declined. Allen said the number of available Santas for his business is down by about 10% compared to 2019, which he attributes in part to COVID-19.
Last we were looking, over 335 Santas have passed away due to COVID and other reasons.
Concern for personal safety is another reason some Santas are opting to sit out. In a survey of 373 Santas, 16% of respondents said they're planning to take the 2021 season off because of the pandemic. So we can verify, yes, there is a Santa shortage for the 2021 Christmas season. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
Welcome back to DBL. If you're looking to lose weight this holiday season, we've got the one thing you should do to speed up your metabolism. It's time for a helpful healthcare tip presented by Health Markets. Doctors say there is one thing you should do to add to your morning routine to increase your metabolism. That is green tea. They say drinking a cup of green tea before breakfast puts your body into fat-burning overdrive and will provide you more energy. So if you're looking to get health coverage, Health Markets can help. Just call 1-800-390 or 9633 or log on to healthmarkets.com.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
However you're celebrating, make DBL a part of your holiday cheer.
What's up, homie?
I can tell she was feeling something, I tell.
Erica blushed for Alfonso Ribeiro.
Would you have been cooking naked?
Cooking?
Yes, on our last show.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Am I right? Say yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got chills.
Me too.
Clearly.
DBL is always all new every day.
Last month, the World Health Organization declared the Omicron variant a COVID-19 variant of concern because of its many mutations. As more cases emerge, some people on social media are questioning how researchers are detecting Omicron. So, let's verify. Is there a new test to detect the Omicron variant? Our sources are the World Health Organization, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and an infectious disease specialist in South Africa. Every COVID-19 variant has a unique genetic code, and researchers are constantly looking for new mutations. The WHO says one of the widely used PCR tests, which extracts genetic material from a nasal swab sample, is able to detect a unique marker that could indicate the Omicron variant.
One of the genetic mutations in the spike protein, we can flag it from one of the specific PCR tests that we use to diagnose this infection.
Those samples are then sent for genetic testing to confirm the presence of Omicron. So it's false that there's a new test to detect the Omicron variant. Researchers are using an existing PCR test to search for indicators of Omicron and confirm with genetic tests. For example, in the U.S., the CDC sequences about 80,000 samples every week, which is about 1 in every 7 PCR-positive cases. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text Verify to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.
A decision on the Supreme Court's latest abortion case is not expected for months, but if the conservative majority agrees with Mississippi's law, it would almost immediately have a major impact on a huge part of the country. 21 states could almost immediately ban or curtail access to abortions if the Supreme Court chooses to overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade. 12 states have so-called trigger laws that go into effect if Roe v. Wade is overturned or weakened. Most would ban abortion outright, while some include limited exceptions. For instance, back in June, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new law that would almost immediately outlaw abortions and threaten doctors who perform them with life in prison or a $100,000 fine. And it's not just trigger laws. Another 9 states will have pre-Roe abortion bans that could once again become enforceable if Roe v. Wade is struck down. The court isn't expected to release their final ruling until this summer.
Welcome back to DBL. I wanted to take a moment to not only honor my incredible brother-in-law, Eric, but also take the time to thank all of you for the support and prayers over the past 11 months during Eric's long battle. What a warrior he was. I even had one viewer hand crochet an angel for Eric that I personally placed on a Christmas tree in his hospital room right before he passed. You all have been our lifelines. Please continue to keep my sister Erica and their kids, my niece and nephew Jackson Mia, in your prayers. And while I was away, our staff here created a tribute to Eric, all on their own. So thank you for that, and to my entire DBL family for all your love and support. Eric truly touched so many people in his life. He was truly special, one of the most selfless, humble, and remarkable people I have been lucky enough to have known and to have loved. So hug your family, be kind, do something nice for someone. That is what Eric would do, and that's how we keep his legacy alive, to live like Eric. I love you, brother, forever and ever.
What do you have to say to all of your prayer warriors out there?
I appreciate it very much.